Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Welcome to all who are joining us across the other platforms as well. You can also get on the list today via my tree links in my bio. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through. Good to see today, Angel, Grand Rising, Ava. How are you doing today? Hi. Hi there, Homeless. Hope you're doing well today, Trina. Alexandra, so good to see you, dear, and thank you for the likes. V, your subscription's ending soon. If you'd like to renew, sending you so much support today. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here and sharing your day with us. Adina, thank you for liking the live. Go ahead and comment in the chat. I'll be happy to pin you up. Chrissy, thank you as well. Jessica, thank you for joining us. Zen, thank you for the likes. Sariana, thank you for the likes as well. Welcome, Ryan, and thank you for the likes. How are you doing today? Oh, thank you so much for confirmation, Home. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. Michelle, thank you for the likes as well. Alexandra, I felt that. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe progress slowly but surely. That's the best progress that we're going to hit right now, Alexandra. And listen, I know with all of this retrograde energy, it's going to potentially sometimes feel like stagnancy. Remember, there can be a lot of things going on under the surface. This retrograde is having a weird, wonky effect on our perception of time. Remember that as well. Thank you for confirmation, Home. And Alicia, thank you for joining us as well. Adam, thank you for those heart me's. Guys, please remember to recharge your heart me's if you'd like an animal spirit guide card on top of your one card readings for subscribers. Chris, our dreams, memories, it depends on the dream. So one of the things I do here when we do dream interpretations is the first step is to identify what type of dream that you're having. Typically, we're either having karmic dreams, we're having guide dreams. We can have ancestral dreams where we can have memories that are unlocked. So one of the first things we do when we do in dream interpretation here is try to articulate and define what type of dream you're having. For those that are interested in getting on the list today, we do here life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, guided messages, Akashic, and mind, body, spirit. Mikali, thank you for liking the live. Always appreciate when you guys like the live, and you're so welcome, V. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. If you would like to get on the list today, the list is open. You'll be the first person read for. It's a great time to get on the list, as the first person on the list will always receive an additional card in their reading. A couple of updates before we get started on today's daily collective. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Tower card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, September 17th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the Star card. I am so looking forward to this class. It's a fascinating card. We're going to be studying the history of the card, the symbology of the card. I'm going to be walking you through spread applications, so how you can read that card in any direction it may appear in your own readings. I'm also going to be presenting you a unique spread to help you channel the messages of the Star card in your own readings. And all you need to do if you would like to become a part of that tarot class program is head on over to my Stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my Stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. Now, it's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied prior to beginning the next class. But if you wanted to catch up, now's the time to join, because you've got a few weeks to be able to bone up on some of those classes. You could do 4 or 5 classes a week and try to be almost pretty much caught up to where we are now. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me to ask any questions that you may have in relation to anything we've learned or studied thus far. And if you become a founding member, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, but you will also receive full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 17 hours worth of material in an ever-expanding library. You will also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my Stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also have access to my Mystic Meditation articles, which I release bi-weekly, that give you updates on everything we have studied thus far, which give you an update on what we've been experiencing energetically thus far. I'm about to release one this week on navigating this full moon we have coming up in a full moon in a few days, because boy, is it going to be a doozy. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my clients that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I'm very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings. You can purchase these per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read in the next few minutes. If you would like to get on the list for today, the list is open. You'll be the first person read for. The first person on the list each day will always have an additional card in their reading. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. You're so welcome, V. Chrissy, I feel like I get asked questions in my dreams, but in subtle ways I only realize when I wake up. Well, and that's I want to point out often, Chrissy, when we feel like we're being asked questions in our dreams, that's a good sign for us to recognize that that's probably a guide dream. A good guide is never going to tell you what to do. A good guide is going to tell you how to think or what you need to energetically get to what you're trying to accomplish. So one of the things we try to do, and I'm sure you've seen it here because you've been here before when I'm doing dream interpretations, is via V being able to interpret the dream. The first step we do is trying to determine what kind of dream it is. So I would have infer that if you're seeing a situation where you feel that there are questions that are being presented to you in the dream space, that is very highly likely that those are effectively guide readings that you're receiving. And again, if you ever want to get on the list for one of those, and you want to give me the information on it, we can do our best to try to unpack what the dream itself is trying to show you and how to effectively navigate the question that you feel that you're taking from it. Make sure that you're writing those down. Those are very important when we have those guide dreams. Just a reminder for anyone who would like to have a dream interpretation or a past life reading, if you have information that you feel is necessary or relevant to the reading, you can include it in the notes when you send the donation. You can also post it in our subscriber only Discord channel in the appropriate channels that we have over on the Disco for it. Larone, thank you so much for the follow. And Jet Set, thank you for recharging your heart knees. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read. We've got 2 different giveaways that are occurring today. Our first giveaway will be a reading giveaway when we get to 50K likes. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. The other giveaway we're doing today will be a reading giveaway for the highest gifter between now and the conclusion of the daily collective read. So make sure, I wish you a lot of luck if you are participating in that giveaway. And just confirming who is at top running right now for that giveaway. Just bear with me a moment. We've got here, Alexandra, you are in the lead right now, so congratulations. Before we get started on today's daily collective read, why don't we warm up our intuition muscles with an intuition check? I've got our animal spirit guide card here. I'm going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have the air dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. I will point out, you guys all had sky images. We're not allowed to say birds here, Alexandra. There are too many birds in the deck. It's not fair. would be like saying mammal. There's so many birds in that deck. It's ridiculous. As I mentioned, friends, we are going to get started. Also, just a reminder, if there's anyone who is on the hold list who would like to be added back on the list today for a reading, please make sure to let me know sooner rather than later so I can add you to the list. I will also point out that I will also not be on for as long today. So if you would like to secure a spot on the list today, please do so sooner rather than later to make sure that you are read for today if you get on the list. No, I know. I saw the same thing, B. You all picked flying animals. A win is a win. A win is a win. All right, my friends. That said, we are going to get started on today's daily collective read. If you guys could do me a favor and share this live, I would appreciate it. Make sure anyone who would like to catch this reading live is here to receive it. That said, hold on a moment. No better time than the present. Why don't we get started? And Gabrielle, heads up, your subscriptions ending soon if you'd like to renew. Trina, thank you so much for those gifts. And thank you so much, Karen, for the follow. All right. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm the Grace Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Can I please have the first two cards in our 5-card spread? First two cards we are starting our day off with today are the 7 of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with the Magician card in its reversal. This is really reiterating what I was stating before we started the podcast today, which is this is the best window of time to get something done between now and the next full moon cycle, because you have to understand there's a few different, I'm going to walk you guys through what we were articulating is happening right now. If you have felt a little bit of an easement, we were talking about a little bit of that easement in yesterday's reading. One of the reasons you might be feeling a little bit more laid back right now, we're not feeling so energetically rushed, is the fact that while we had all of those planets over the last few weeks that have been retrograding in Aries, Saturn has moved out of Aries and back into Pisces. This is as a result of the retrograde. And it's actually, I'm going to tell you right now, I feel like it's energetically beneficial for us. Why is it potentially feeling energetically beneficial for us? Because one of the things that we understand and recognize is that those with Aries placements often come here to resolve and to heal their relationship to time. Aries comes here to fix their relationships with Saturn. This is often why you'll notice a tendency with those who have Aries placements to be rather clock obsessed. Okay. Now, one of the things we've been experiencing is we've got both of the planets that have a lot to do with the context of time that have been sitting in retrograde in Aries right now, and that is Neptune and Saturn. Now, why is this is like, it's like brain fog central is the best way I can kind of define it. Because why? Because you have to understand Neptune serves as our memory bank. It is the energy by which we store information. It's where we hold our memories. Saturn is time moving forward. Okay, it's the march, it's a steady march forward of time. What have we had happening over the last few weeks? Not only are Neptune and Saturn in really close proximity to each other, which I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, did that already happen yet? Oh, is that already coming now? So you're having a hard time potentially placing things in time as it relates to like the past or the future, okay? But they're also have been retrograding together in Aries, which can create a lot of the energetic anxiety as it relates to not having enough time or having a hard time energetically remembering things. Okay. It's like, and I like to describe it. If you've been going through this retrograde period, feeling like it's the longest, it like time feels like it's both really long, but you don't have enough of it. Like that's exactly the type of vibe that we would expect with both of those planets in such close proximity, retrograding in Aries, which is why Saturn moving back into Pisces for a bit of time may feel a bit like an easement. Because the thing is, Saturn does better, like Saturn does a little bit better in Pisces right now because it creates more of a sense of flow. Okay, it's a flow state. It's like things feel like they're moving again. It's a lot of, it's like it's a lot more of a slippery kind of energy. So we've got Pisces, we got Saturn back in Pisces. So it could kind of feel like things kind of moving back into the normal flow of things. And to add to that, we've also got the fact that the moon right now is in Capricorn. And Capricorn moons, that's some productive stuff. That's some stuff that is like working through problems, just like nose to the grindstone kind of energy. So that's what I meant in terms of, we got this nice little window between today and tomorrow where we have a bunch of this energy that may feel like a little bit of a reprieve or a little bit of an easement on the energetic intensity that we have been experiencing in the context of this retrograde cycle. That is going to change. The one thing we have to be conscientious about, and again, I wish I could say it's going to remain that way, but we have another retrograde that's coming prior to the full moon that we have coming up in Pisces, which is also going to be bringing about eclipse season. We have Uranus that is going into retrograde in a few days as well. Now, a lot of the space that we see that, and we've also got the moon going into Aquarius, it can create, we're gonna talk a bit about what a Uranus retrograde can indicate. But the thing is, the one thing about Uranus energy, and I like to sometimes associate it similar to what we experience with Plutonic energy, is it's working through the process of transformation. It's working through the concept of change. It's working through the frustration of how difficult it is to change. So we want to make sure, and this is why I've been telling you guys to make sure that you feel very grounded and fortified right now, because one of the things that we often talk about is that eclipse cycles don't necessarily have a particular energetic vibe. There's no vibe that you can potentially strap on to an eclipse. Rather, eclipses are amplifiers. This is why they're unpredictable. They take on the characteristics and quality of the energy that we're experiencing at the moment that the eclipse occurs. So that ability of understanding that, working through that context. I'm going to say this again. If all you're doing right now is allowing yourself to feel energetically grounded, that is just fine. And if you're not, make sure that you're prioritizing that feeling of groundedness as we come into this lunation cycle. For energy, the one thing I will say is, for energy in separation, energy moving into divine union, this energy is the most helpful. I would not be surprised if you tell me right now, in separation or moving into divine union, frustrated but fortified. Frustrated but fortified, frustrated but fortified. This is the vibe. Why? We're going to talk about it. Energy and separation. I've got 3 different modalities right now. Center card for our reading today, world card in its reversal. Look at this. Look at these cards right now. We've started off with this 7 of Pentacles in its reversal, the Magician card in its reversal, the World card in its reversal. Frustrated but fortified. Frustrated but fortified for energy and separation. I do see a margin here of energy that is coming into energetic reconciliation. But I'm going to tell you exactly what that reconciliation looks like, because there's a very small slice of this that is going into reconciliation. I would not even be surprised if some of the reconciliation energy is due to another eclipse that we experienced, because the space by which time can heal something is when we bring an overabundance of emotions to a small situation. Something that was not a big deal, that we had too many emotions upon. That's often something that time can help us heal on, because Saturn gives us the gift of perspective. So there could be a lot of energy. There is potentially some reconciliation that is occurring in these modalities via the overabundant emotionality that has been clarified or healed via the gift of time, which is the ability to have perspective upon things. What time cannot heal are situations or circumstances wherein we hold standards towards something. that is energetically important. And that's why I said there may be some energy right now that is coming into some fun, some heavy closure of unhealthy cycles with the observation of someone who does not hold the same standards as the self. Because when we feel emotional about something that's energetically important, we often feel guilty for having those emotions, and time clarifies and fortifies the reason why we felt as strongly as we did. And then modalities wherein another person disappears or goes away and comes back expecting that time would dissolve the emotions because they weren't significant. There's a lot of the energy that may be going through the healing process of someone coming back and saying, have you stopped being emotional? And another person saying, I was never being emotional, I was being fundamental. And allowing that clarification of observation is allowing that space of clarity that is potentially allowing some energy in separation right now to let go and heal trauma with the understanding of what was occurring in a volatile or confusing situation. I also see here there are energies moving, the energies that are moving into divine union right now. These are the culminations of those temperance partnerships, the observation of mutual effort. And for a lot of the energy right now, this could be a moment where they're revealing more of themselves to each other, potentially articulating the release and relief of situations or circumstances where they may have been predicating what they were healing from, but the retrograde bringing something from the past back to the present that is now fortifying them because it is not making them waver in relationality to the direction that they're heading in. And for some of these energies that have potentially been hurt in the past by disembodied manifestation goals, or someone who articulated that they were healing from something, but in fact they were waiting upon something, this is very reaffirming and reassuring, which is why we see, I told you, a lot of these relationships coming together right now having very, very strong energetic foundations. This brings us to the energy moving deeper into divine union right now. You'll recall that these were a lot of those magician partnerships. For a lot of those magician partnerships that were coming together from between the solstice period up until the time of Mercury and Venus stationing direct behind Neptune, next two cards in our 5-card spread for today. Ooh, we got 3 cards here. We're going to read all of them. We've got the, oh, look at that. We've got the, yep, these are more of the chirality conversations. We've got the 2 of Pentacles in combination with the 8 of Wands in combination with the Judgment card. More of the same that I'm seeing right now for the energy that's moving into divine union. I keep on hearing the same, this, not that. It's this, not that. Potentially having to, again, go through the frustration of unpacking a past where something looks similar to what they're doing now. The observation that sometimes something that we are doing that feels very nourishing can look like something that wasn't necessarily helpful to us. We saw that for a lot of these relationships, the expediency by which they're moving a relationship into deeper divine union. We saw even now potentially a lot of proposals or surprise energy that was occurring over the last few weeks, having to clarify to energy outside of partnership that those are not movements made from desperation as they may have in a time of the past when they were unhealed, but rather out of celebration, wanting to fortify something that has already happened. A lot of this energy working through the frustration and clearing the air, as you will, but doing so in a way that feels like it is, I keep on hearing, it's solidifying or stabilizing the energy outside of partnership. This brings us to a lot of the energy deep within divine union. And this is, again, just to show you that qualitatively, this energy is most frustrating for the energy deep within divine union, because we've been articulating upon the fact that the frustration that fortifies may feel very grounding and stabilizing for energy that is coming into divine union and energy in separation, but it's not necessarily as helpful for the energy deep within divine union. Clarification between our 7 of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with our Magician card in its reversal. 1 card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now with the Ace of Pentacles. So for a lot of the energy right now, deep within divine union, this is just working. I keep on saying it's working on being consistent and comprehensive during a time that may feel like it's very triggering to the insecurities of the self. For a lot of the energy right now, this retrograde energy for energy deep within divine union can feel, I feel like it's like the assault of the minor inconveniences. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like the assault of the minor inconveniences. It's all of these like little things, right? That's what we see with like energy and with all these energies like retrograding in Aries. It's just like a little, it's like, what's wrong? Nothing. Just a million little things all at once. It's just like me. It's like a little bit of like that type of energy, and it wears on you. And the problem with this energy right now is this is a very, very, very long retrograde cycle. And the thing is, like, it tests, it's like it tests our own perseverance as it relates to our energetic patience. But that's why we keep on seeing that one of the big things that's happening right now for a lot of the energy deep within divine union is being able to kind of translate or continue to carry over the lessons of this recent full moon into the partnership, which is when, and again, the problem about this energy is it's kind of needling, right? The Virgo energy, right? Like a lot, and no, like those with Virgo placement often have to work through this, right? Because they have to understand that we came into this Virgo energy, we came into Virgo season, Virgo new moon, and then to add to it right now, Mercury just went into Virgo. So the thing with Virgo energy that we often have to work through is Virgos often come here to heal their relationship to perfection, understanding that perfection is not something that you can find on a map. It's something that you have to create. It's not looking for the perfect experience. It's working with what you have to make it exceptional. So for a lot of the energy right now, the thing about this type of energy, the reason I describe it as needling is because there is an intensity to it that it's like the desire to over internalize in this type of energy has never been stronger. But when the energy is in partnership, and this is the gift that some of the energy within divine union, so long as we're not projecting that over internalization on counterpart, it allows the energy of being able to not get intense and get overly focused on something, but to build into the context of having energetic perspective, being able to step back. And that's why I keep on saying, be wary of hermit mode right now. And I want to keep saying that because typically the hermit card does not come out very frequently in my readings, but it's been popping up like crazy right now because there's a lot of that internalization that we see that is prone in this type of energetic frequency. Continuing to get clarification between our Magician card in its reversal and the World card in its reversal, we've got here the Page of Cups in its reversal. So this is like, I want to describe this right now as it feels like it's giving a lot of like chop kind of energy. It's giving a lot of like getting back to a space of productivity. And again, given the fact that we recognize and identify the fact that that Saturn has moved back into Pisces, that's like a little bit of that. Like I almost feel like it's helping clear up a little bit of that jam up that we've been experiencing with all of those planets in Aries, right? Like the ability to kind of move something forward. It may feel more energetically productive right now because Pisces is often the energy of flow state. So the ability of having Saturn moving back into Pisces could feel like things are starting to move a little bit more with a little bit more easement, even with the fact that Saturn is still in retrograde in Pisces, and it's going to be there till about November. The one thing we have to be conscientious about, now that's what I meant, for a lot of these relationships right now, like I keep on seeing there's a few different things that are happening in separation. And I'm going to tell you right now, exasperation is healing. And why is exasperation healing? Because exasperation is not devastation. It's not the wondering why something isn't happening. It's having full clarity on something. It's being able to articulate and define what is energetically missing in circumstances or scenarios. This is why I see for energy and separation right now, there's a little bit of this like hands on the hip energy that may be happening as it relates to situations or circumstances from the past coming back towards the person in the present. Because I keep on hearing it's a continuation of the same lesson, which is the understanding that the only thing that time heals in relationality to putting distance to things is when someone brings too much of an overabundance of emotion to something that was not important. The ability to bring back the gift of perspective is the only thing potentially stabilizing relationships from the past right now. But what I see a lot of is potentially a situation or circumstance where someone felt like they could wait out another person's emotionality. And you can't, I keep on hearing, you don't wait out another person's emotionality where standards are, because distance does not create, those are relationships that aren't healthy because they're built on desperation. They're built on longing. It's not the robust reunion that allows one to go back to square one and restart something. It's the progress by which you understand the hurdle that created a limitation point that allows something to move forward to where another has aspirations of manifestation goals. And that's why I see even now, I see like a little bit of the energy in separation, not having tolerance to situations or circumstances where another person is coming towards them during this retrograde period and only talking about the desperation of missing someone. Because I keep on hearing missing doesn't fix things. Missing is not the situation by which someone fixed something. Longing does not heal. So I keep on seeing that a lot of the energy is putting the longing to heal, which is the space by which they say the longing isn't going to be able to energetically fix something. Often it is the energy that is trying to create a buildup of emotionality to allow something to progress in the direction that wasn't necessarily energetically healthy. So I see even now that there's a lot of that work that's happening in relationality to potentially having conversations with someone or articulating upon exactly what the energetic concern is, or what the energetic, the hustle, like what I keep on hearing, what the hurdle is. Like I keep on hearing the space by which we understand that our standards are not hurdles is the space by which we recognize we hold the same standards. And this is why I keep on seeing, if there's somebody saying, why are you creating a hurdle? And another person saying, I don't have a hurdle, it's a standard. It's the observation of that being indicative of two different people that have different standards. And that's what I meant about the resolution of trauma, because the space by which another person was feeling traumatized because someone left at the point that they were holding an energetic standard. And then they come back and say, is that hurdle gone? That's the energy goes, aha. We have different standards. You don't see my standard as a standard. You see it as a hurdle to be overcome. And this brings us to a lot of the energy that's moving deeper into divine union right now, which is the energy of, again, working through the lesson that healthy relationship, we don't see each other's standards as hurdles. We hold them as precious. We hold them in the same way that we respectively identify them. We hold them in a space of honor. This is why even like we even talk about this from warrior energy. When you're going into energetic battle, what do? You hold each other's standards, right? It is an honor to hold each other's standards, because that is the space by which we build into the context of trust. So this is what I see for a lot of these temperance relationships that are coming into partnership right now. They're looking towards one another and saying, I don't see that standard that you're articulating to me as a hurdle, because I share it and honor it. And it is an honor to hold it for you. This brings us to a lot of the energy moving deeper into divine union, those magician partnerships that we spoke about that were happening from about the time of the solstice period up until the time that Mercury and Venus stationed direct behind Neptune. Clarification between our world card in its reversal and our 8 of Wands in combination with our 2 of Pentacles in its upright. One card to clarify, please. Clarification coming through right now, Justice card in its reversal. This is going to be the Uranus. This is Uranus going into retrograde right here. It's work. I keep on hearing it's working through the determination of what is healthy static versus non-healthy static. What is the difference between healthy static and non-healthy static? I told you even now, for a lot of these energies that are moving into divine union, the fact that they're doing it with expediency, the fact that they're moving through something at a fast clip, it's not, I keep on hearing, it's not, speed is not unhealthy. So long as there's the right energetic reason for the speed. And that's what I keep on hearing that's happening right now. I told you Mercury just went into Virgo. I'm not surprised to see this. What's the rush? So there's a lot of the energy right now that is potentially articulating to energy outside of partnership, the difference between the rush that they may have experienced in the past, where they were feeling a desperation or fear of losing a relationship, thereby feeling that they had to rush an energetic process of trying to move it deeper into partnership, versus the excitement that they may be feeling on something that there's nothing wrong. It's not the rush. It's not the rush trying to create balance that doesn't exist. It's the rush that announces that the balance has been fulfilled. The balance has been fulfilled. So it's a lot of that type of energy. And I'm working through that. I keep on seeing it's like having to talk about the past. And I keep on seeing like having to navigate some cringe and doing it, having to talk about with a little bit of energetic discomfort. I keep on seeing for some of that energy, like would rather not unpack it. Like here comes the retrograde, right? Here comes, but they're happy to do so to help clarify the energetic difference between this and that. Well, for a lot of the energy deep within divine union right now, yeah, Three of Pentacles trying to be productive in less than ideal energy. Like, I do feel like this is like, I told you, this is like the retrograde, the Mercury, the retrograde in Aries is the slings and arrows of a million little tiny minor inconveniences. And not letting it get under your skin, not letting it the best of you, just kind of working through it. And I keep on seeing it now, like a lot of this energy. And again, I do feel like, again, Saturn moving into, like Saturn moving into Pisces is helping with that to a certain extent, because and I like to point this out, for a lot of the energy right now, deep within divine union, it's just, I feel like it's interesting too, because I want to describe it best as it feels like it feels like the strength and the patience is strengthened with perseverance is the best way I can describe it. Patience is strength. And I know that there are people who are like hissing at me for saying that. I listen, I'm just reporting the news, okay? But it's helping us understand. It's helping us work through that to a certain extent, right? And here's the thing about it. Like often when we feel energetically frustrated, it's allowing the frustration to be moved into a space that we become, and that's what patience is. You have to understand, patience is not waiting. Patience is being productive and expanding in the process of waiting. So that's what I meant in terms of the energy becoming more comprehensive during this energetic period, because it's not the space by which you wait upon something. It's the space by which you continue to just kind of like shrug it off and expand, like just continue. I keep on hearing like it's just like it's a lot of that work in terms of the expansion of the self. The hard part with this energy for deep within divine union is all of this Virgo energy. There's a deep tendency to want to over internalize upon things. I'm going to say it again. Don't be over internalizing in energy like this. I'm trying to save you from a reading. Don't be assuming things. Don't be assuming intention. Don't be internalizing. Don't be projecting. Okay, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want you coming to me for a reading after this and saying I made myself look pretty foolish. As I said that, I have to pull these cards out because I mean I was about to put like we've got a bunch of cards that just came out for clarification. This is exactly what, yeah, this makes perfect sense. So clarification that we have right now between our Ace of Pentacles and our Page of Cups in reversal, a ton of cards just flew out of the deck. I'm going to read all of them, but I'm going to give you kind of the gist of them because there's a lot here. And the reason I keep on seeing, and this is continuing to articulate upon making sure you are grounded right now. Okay? I want you grounded, right? I want everybody grounded right now in whatever way helps you feel energetically grounded, because the next 2 days, right? I like to see this right now. The next 2 days are going to feel like a little bit of an easement point, going to feel like a little bit of a reprieve, right? We've got the moon in Capricorn. That's productive. Saturn has just moved back into Pisces. Things moving with a little bit more, like there's a little bit more slip and helping things move through, or helping moving things in like a way that feels energetically productive. In a couple days, we've got Uranus that goes into retrograde, and then boom, we've got the eclipse season starting with the eclipse in the full moon eclipse in Pisces. So I'm not saying that that's necessarily a negative thing, but you have to understand that eclipse cycles intensify things. So what you want to make sure, don't be procrastinating. Don't be procrastinating and being like, I'll do it during the eclipse season. Okay. Trust me, okay? Because there's going to be a lot. Like, look at it. It's a lot. Like this is the vibe of the eclipse, right? Potentially a lot of this, like everything kind of hitting at once kind of energy. So just allow yourself, like I keep on hearing, allow yourself the space to make sure that you're entering the eclipse in a place of energetic comfort is what I keep on seeing. Okay. Make sure that you're pacing. This is a good type of energy to make sure that you're pacing yourself, as it were. Okay. Continuing to get clarification between our Page of Cups in its reversal in combination with our Justice card in its reversal. Can I get one card to clarify, please? Yep. Oh, I like it. Yep. You got Ace of Cups in its reversal too. Okay. And that's why I'm going to say this again. If you are feeling overwhelmed right now, if you are feeling energetically overwhelmed right now, that's your business to fix right now. That is your priority. Okay. That is your energetic priority to make sure that you are in an energetically stable place. Okay. And I keep on seeing, because a lot of that, and I want you to understand this. Pisces full moons can bring up a lot of emotionality. Okay. I get very wary when I got to tell you, I get very wary when I see Aquarian full moons. I get very wary when I see Piscean full moons, because they can sometimes create the space of getting energetically carried away on things. Okay. With Aquarian energy, Aquarian full moons, like the desire to disassociate. For Piscean ones, the space of allowing oneself to feel energetically overwhelmed. So I want you, if you're working through that overwhelm, allow the frustration to move it into spaces that feel like it's energetically productive and effective, right? Allow for it to be like the overwhelm. Allow it to be the overwhelm that you get a lot of things done, or you work towards things, right? This is a good time to like build those lists. Now, for a lot of the energy, I got to tell you right now, I'm seeing even now that the relationships coming together, this is the culmination of a lot of those temperance relationships that we see that are coming together right now. And what's nice, I got to tell you, what's nice about these temperance relationships, they don't rely on sentiment to fortify or to confound direction. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of relationships that are coming together right now that feel that they were wounded by sentiment. These are some relationships. There are some individuals right now I see coming into divine union that are carrying wounds caused by sentiment. And what do we mean by wounds caused by sentiment? The observation of experiences where they felt like they were moving in one direction with someone, but then something from the past comes back and another person runs in the direction of the past instead of what is ahead with them. And that's why I keep on seeing that for a lot of these relationships, being able to articulate and define the release and relief that they are expressing in not only going into that progress of talking towards what it is that they're healing from, but then having to potentially go through the experience of the past resurfacing during this retrograde period. And again, what was the defining factor of a lot of these temperance relationships? Having good direction sense, not allowing their direction to be impacted by sentiment, which is why I told you again, if these are experiences where someone's coming back, even as someone's coming in, moving into something that's for them and trying to articulate upon talking sentimentally about a past that they've been working on healing from, or trying to articulate upon the fact that they miss someone instead of talking about the work to be done, there's a lot of energy that's just moving in the direction of where they define and recognize their clarity and letting that sentiment fortify their energetic intention, even in the space that it may frustrate or aggravate them. Continuing to get clarification between our Justice card in its reversal in combination with our Three of Pentacles in its reversal. And this is where the frustration moves into the energy that's moving deeper into partnership. Clarification between our Justice card in its reversal and our Three of Pentacles. We've got here the Empress card in its reversal. And you'll recall we saw this card yesterday. If this card looks familiar, we saw the Empress card yesterday in its reversal. Now, what was interesting about yesterday's read is we had the High Priestess in its reversal in combination with the Empress card in its reversal. Now, those are some two very interesting cards to be appearing in our readings in their reversal. And it is the energy that we're experiencing right now is having a different impact on masculine and feminine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what one feels most aligned to. I'm going to tell you right now, there is a lot of alignment that is occurring right now for masculine and feminine energy. And it has a lot to do with working through the concept of working through one's healing journey. Where do we find masculine today? Magician in its reversal. That's not necessarily a negative thing given the cards that we see surrounding that energy. Where do we see the feminine? Empress in its reversal. Remember when I said that this energy, a lot of this Virgo energy creates a lot of over internalization or feeling a lot, potentially not feeling like one is at their best or feeling hypercritical about the self. Okay. We're going through a retrograde with a lot of energy in Virgo right now, and that can sometimes make us get very, very touchy in relationality to feelings about our own perfection, right? I would not be surprised right now if you find yourself being like really, really discerning or really, really energetically picky. This is something that those with Virgo placements sometimes have to heal, understanding that perfection is not a location. It's something that we work towards, and not allowing our sense of perfection to get in the way of getting something energetically done, right? Now, for masculine and feminine energy, as I said, the energy that's coming into divine union, this is the energy, the energy moving into partnership that is articulating with relief and release in relationality to experiencing situations or circumstances where there may have been carrying some kind of fear in relationality to someone being able to embody the manifestation goal that they were effectively articulating that they desired. And a lot of that is being released as they move deeper into partnership. I see even now, this is the energy. If these are the relationships or the individuals in separation, working through the space of, I keep on hearing, there's none of this like build up energy. There's none of this buildup of energy being like, I feel like if these are situations where someone's trying to come to separation, being like, aren't you glad to see me? I keep on hearing like expecting someone to like throw themselves into another's arms. This is the energy. Look at this, masculine and feminine being like, no, like, no. But I remember what I said, this is the year that we honor our no. It's the no that says that the ability of building up anticipation by absence is not romantic. It's energetically tragic because it doesn't fix anything. It allows one to avoid the work, trying to move into the space of building. I keep on hearing building a lot of that passion that doesn't fix something, but often just allows something to start again exactly in the same modality by which it was broken in the first place. So that's why we keep on seeing that for a lot of the energy, making the space of seeing something from the past arriving, even potentially feeling the energetic temptation of moving into something that wasn't energetically healthy for the self. What is the energy saying to one another in separation? I'm making better choices. I'm making healthier choices. I'm making choices that support the manifestation goal. And that's why we see even now that there's potentially for a lot of that energy in separation, a lot of energy that is going through the modality of understanding. And I keep on hearing the energy say it's not too much to ask for a relationship that holds our manifestation with the same preciousness that we ourselves hold it. That is the definition of energetic alignment, right? It's not the space by which one says, if you just get rid of that pesky manifestation goal, everything would be fine between us. That's a lot of the energy that is articulating their healing journey, being one that it articulates and says, a healthy relationship does not require one to abandon one's manifestation in order to move closer towards it. This brings us to a lot of the energy coming into divine union right now. I'm just going to kind of talk about this, all of these cards here that we have. I feel like I'm just going to describe the cluster of cards here, which is identifying the eclipse cluster, if you will. That's what I'm going to call that. We've got the eclipse cluster here in combination with our Ace of Cups in its reversal. Can I please get one card to clarify? Yeah, this is the thing for the energy coming into divine union right now. Like I see this energy being in a space where they would really rather not rehash the past, is what I keep on seeing. And what's beautiful about that is I almost feel like there's something kind of magnificent that's happening right now for some of those magician partnerships that are feeling like they're in a position where they have to unpack the past for energy outside of partnership to help qualify the difference between something that wasn't positive for them versus where they find themselves now. I keep on hearing the energy that's articulating and almost experiencing the fact that it doesn't hurt anymore to talk about it. It's almost like I keep on seeing that there's a lot of that energy that is even in the process of talking about something. I keep on seeing if this is energy that used to enjoy dwelling on the space, like if this was all they used to talk about, was some kind of past experience, even in the context that they're feeling an energetic aversion to talking about something, like a little bit of that, like a little bit of that, they've got, I feel like they've gotten the ick in talking about a past that they'd rather move away from. And they're even in the moment of recognizing that, recounting moments where it was all they wanted to talk about. It was consuming every single moment. So even here, I feel like there's something that is very affirming and healing, even as they're talking about something that they'd rather move away from, in the observation of how far they have energetically come. This brings us to a lot of the energy that's deep within divine union, clarification between our Ace of Cups got a transverse, in combination with our Empress card and its reversal, double card in its transverse. We like to see a double card in its transverse. So this is what I meant in relationality to this energy. It's not necessarily as helpful right now for the energy deep within divine union, so much as it feels like it's probably requiring you to have patience in spaces or places that feels like it is unnecessary to have to hold so much patience towards, is what I keep on seeing. This is giving to me, like, I keep on hearing that this is like, I keep on hearing for something about the energy deep within divine union. It's like the attack of the minor inconveniences. It's like just a bunch of little things piling up and needling away at you with all of this energy right now that can just get under your nerves or get under your skin and just makes you feel very, very like snappy. But that's why I keep on saying that a lot of the work that the energy is doing right now deep within divine union is building into the context of strengthening patience, because they're not letting those frustrations get the better of them or potentially projecting them out onto counterpart. Final card between our Three of Swords in its upright, in combination with our Devil card in its transverse. Final card for today's reading. Okay, we've got here, this is nice. Look at this. We've got our Nine of Pentacles. Love to see this card culminating our reading today. And when you have a chance, if you're listening to the podcast, I strongly encourage you to go take a look at today's spread, because it's an anomalous spread. This is what I would define as an anomalous spread. Sometimes I do spreads that have profound amount of balance. This spread is not balanced. It is anomaly. It is anomaly. This is anomaly. This is the best description of an anomaly spread that I could probably give you, like symbolically, in terms of what we're seeing. And I feel like the thing that we recognize and identify has to do, and I told you, like, one of the big things you have to work on recognizing and doing right now is not over internalizing this type of energy. It's weird. It's just weird energy. I'm just going to, like, it's okay to just describe something as energetically weird. I'm going to tell you right now, with Uranus going in retrograde, it's going to get even weirder. Okay. We've got a lot of, you have to understand, this is going to be an anomalous eclipse. Why am I identifying it as an anomalous eclipse? Because here we go. Ready? Eclipses are typically anomalies. We identify eclipse as an anomaly. Okay. So we've got an eclipse happening. Anomaly number one. Second thing, we're going into the eclipse with a profound amount of planets in retrograde. That is anomaly number two. Okay, so we've got the retrograde. We got a giant retrograde season with a ton of planets in retrograde. Anomaly number one. We've got the eclipse happening, which is anomaly number two. And then we've got, on top of all of this right now, there, even I want to say, even in the context of working through the factor that we're working into that space, and even as we're entering it, there is another planet that is going to, and then we've also got the fact that, like, we've got Saturn that keeps on going back and forth in and out of Pisces, right? There's a lot of different anomalies that are happening right now. And so there's just vibrations of understanding that you're going through weird energy. And when you go through weird energy, you're going to feel a little weird. Like, the work of making sure that you're not over internalizing on that weirdness right now is going to help ground you to a certain extent. But the reason that, on top of that, the other anomaly that we're experiencing is we are in Virgo season, okay? With Mercury in Virgo, as we navigated that new moon in Virgo. So there's an overabundance of Virgo energy that we're also entering into this experience with. And the thing with the Virgo energy is, Virgos, I care about you guys deeply. I got a lot of Virgo placements myself. Weird does not match perfect. Weird often does not feel like it jives well with perfect, right? It's like working through the context of potentially experiencing something and being like, this is not what I expected. This is not what I was expecting. But that's a reminder of understanding that perfection is not found. It is something that we make. And this is often what those with Virgo placements have to work through, because when Virgos start to heal, they stop feeling like they're judging themselves and everybody around them, but they're making everything exceptional, because they're taking what they have and making it like absolutely amazing. So I want you to kind of think about working, like, it's giving me a little, like, I got to tell you, you got to kind of gun it right now. You just got to work with it. it's really, it's kind of that vibe. It's like, make it work. Okay. Like, that's the energy that you need to kind of bring into this energetic eclipse cycle in whatever way, shape, or form work means for you. Bottom of the deck on this reading is the Hangman energy. So the thing about this retro, okay, there's another anomaly that's happening right now. It has to do with the duration of time that these retrograde cycles are occurring. You have to understand, because the problem with it is, the retrogrades, it's not like, there wasn't like a switch that got hit and then all the planets went into retrograde. It's like it was one, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other. I can't even tell you how many people have asked me over the last few weeks, when is this over? And I'm like, slowly. The answer is, when is this over? Like, when is this retrograde period over? It's going to be, it was slow to form, and it's going to be slow to resolve. So that ability of understanding and working through the energetic slowness of often these retrograde cycles that we don't necessarily usually have for such an extended length of time, right? Like, I want you to make sure that you're not feeling like you're operating through this retrograde like you're holding your breath. I want you working more in the space of just inhabiting it, embodying it, getting energetically used to it, but most importantly, not overly internalizing upon it. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving these messages. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so on my site. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you would like to have that reading. Most importantly, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a private reading. I will never DM you. I will never PM you. I will never slide into your inbox and tell you that I have a very important message that only I can deliver. The only way you can book a reading with me is if you book one on my site. So I would encourage you to do it there. A couple of updates before we move into personal readings today. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who attended our recent class on the Tower card. Our next class will be held on Wednesday, September 17th. At 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will be continuing our studies into the tarot with a focus on the star card. If you would like to become a part of that tarot class program, all you need to do is head on over to my stack and become a paid subscriber. Your paid subscription to my stack is your ticket of entry into our live classes each and every month. You will also, as a paid monthly subscriber, have access to over 9 hours worth of material in the Tarot Church Library class archive. It's not necessary to catch up. I'll be doing my best to give you an update on everything we've studied thus far prior to beginning the next class. But if you wanted to catch up, it's a great time to join because you've got a few weeks to be able to bone up on some of those classes before we start the next one. You'll also have access to a one-on-one chat with me and the other students to ask any questions you may have in relation to anything we've learned and studied thus far. And if you become a founding member to my stack, not only will you receive a discount on the whole year's worth of classes, you will also have full access to the entirety of the Tarot Church Library class archive. That is access to over 17 hours worth of material in an ever expanding library. You'll also have access to a complimentary one-on-one mentorship class with me, where I will meet with you personally to assess where you are on your own personal tarot journey and give you the best insights in terms of how to utilize those classes to the best of your advantage, moving towards your tarot goals going forward. One of the things I tried to do in these classes was make them accessible to the absolute novice tarot reader as well as the seasoned reader. There's definitely something there for everyone. Don't let your lack of experience or your robust experience prevent you from joining us in these classes. And even if you don't become a paid subscriber to my stack, I would encourage you to follow me there to stay up to date on any new offerings or services. I also post my weekly newsletter there, which will let you know about my in-person events as well as my online live schedule. You'll also be notified to my Mystic Meditation articles coming out. I'll be releasing one shortly on navigating this full moon that we're experiencing or coming into in this lunar eclipse cycle. I also want to let you guys know that on top of my standard life path readings, I also offer mentorship classes. These are for any of my students that are seeking a more personalized educational experience with me. I take a very limited number of students for this reason, as those classes are focused on each individual's personal spiritual goals and journey work. Those classes can be purchased on an individual level or as a monthly class series, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits. Also, for my students that are seeking more consistent weekly tarot support, I am very happy to offer weekly tarot insight packages. That is a package of 4 30-minute readings, again, weekly or bi-weekly, as your schedule permits, so that you can stay more consistent on your personal journey. I'm also very happy to now offer dream interpretation readings, which you can purchase per dream or as a series. If you purchase the series, I would encourage you to start to keep a dream journal, as we will meet weekly or bi-weekly with that journal and utilize the tarot to understand the key themes and messages coming towards you in the dream space. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages, and we will do this again tomorrow. That is our daily collective read. We are going to get started on personal readings. Kath, congratulations. You got our highest gifter today. And Bridget, you came in second, so you will have an additional card in your reading. If anybody else would like to get on the list for today, you will be the third person read for. It's a great time to get on the list. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a few minutes to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Also, if you would like to, if you're joining us across the other apps and would like to get on the list as well today, you can do so via my tree that has links in it in my bio. Grand Rising, Little Vamp, so good to see you today. Gabrielle, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Bridget, so good to see you too. Channeling, thank you so much for the heart me's. Hope you're having an absolutely beautiful day. Grand Rising, dear, make sure you give Channeling some love. Hi there, Wushu. I'm very sorry, struggling through the 1 year of losing my Wushu at 17 years old. Sending you so much support on that journey as well, Wushu. And Bridget, thank you for sharing the live. Always appreciate when you guys share the live. Elisa, thank you for getting on the list right now. You'll be the 3rd person read for. If anyone else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the 4th person read for. And thank you. I know that gift was so cute. I almost stopped reading. I was like, and I was like, wait, nobody's going to know what I'm saying. I know Disco Bear is perfect. Grand Rising Minnie. And thank you as well, Marlena, for the roses. Thank you as well. Truth. Thank you for confirmation, Ella. Yep, Saturn is in retrograde. Saturn's in retrograde. Neptune's in retrograde. Assault of the Minor Inconveniences coming soon to a theater near you. Exactly. Can you Can the planets just stay put and mind their business? It would be nice. We do not want, listen, we do not want the planets staying put in this energy right now. The last thing we want are the planets staying put in this energy. Isabel, I needed this collective read. This is exactly what I need to do. Virgo here, stepping back. I'm so glad it helps, Isabel. Hi there, Minnie. I hope you're doing well today. Well, and I got to tell you right now, if you're looking for breathing room right now, Wushu, in this energy, the next 2 days are probably the closest that you're going to get to breathing room between now and the conclusion of the eclipse cycle. While I'm thinking I need to move out of hermit mode, yep. I'm resigning to it, being in solitude, something I've never had. Well, and again, one of the things we want to understand, Zen, is making sure that we're not feeling resigned. We're working through, again, we've got a lot of planets in Aries, understanding that surrender does not mean giving up. It's accepting the circumstances we find ourselves in so that we can move through them most effectively. Sending you support in that journey. Too much solitude. Solitude brings peace. Yes, missing doesn't fix things. Oh, thank you for the compliment. I've done my best today, sunshine. There are a lot of separations happening around me. Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the separations that may be occurring right now have to do with any of this like stop start kind of energy, or energy that tries to utilize separation to resolve something instead of working to actively fix it. Exactly. Peace is my only purpose in life right now. That's beautiful, Zen. Making sure that you're prioritizing the manifestation goals. Yes, like long-term relationships. It's wild. Same here. Being at a peaceful state is my priority. Then turn it inward and work on soul's journey. What we get, we need, not what we want. Beautifully said, Zen. If exasperation is healing, then thank God I'm in deep healing. Sending you support, Wushu. I've been on that journey for quite some time. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. I just saw your message. I know, I saw them too, dear. Thank you guys for supporting each other in the comments. Yeah, I hope the move is going well, Minnie. A lot of people moving right now too. I'm not surprised with this retrograde cycle. Today's our 44th year together and our 36th wedding anniversary. That's incredible, Zen. Congratulations. What a beautiful, beautiful accomplishment. Trying to be productive. We never complete it. It's eternal. Tap to claim. Glad to hear. I finished up a road trip on Saturday. I'm here now. Oh, that's exciting. I'm glad that you traveled safely, Minnie. Patience is strength. Tap to claim, Zen. It's just really missing connection with loved ones. Sending you support, Ella. Oh my God, that's so exciting. It is. Patience is being productive. Tap to claim. Thank you. Saturn return is no joke. I know Saturn returns are no joke. And listen, I'm telling you right now, it's like, especially when we had like when Saturn is in Aries, it's like we all get a Saturn return, you know, doing all the things. Nikki and I were saying that you got to visit us. Oh, beautiful. Rage texting. Okay. Little Vamp asked, so rage texting, is that grounding? Here's what I'm going to say with rage texting right now. Okay, because it has a lot to do with the Empress card in its reversal, which is if you are texting from a place of frustration, make sure that you are articulating upon not just the fact that one is upset, but what one hopes to have achieved from it, right? Make sure that the frustration is articulating what you would rather have occurring, or articulating upon what would be more productive. What we want to avoid right now is again, like working through some of the Virgo energy, which is not being hard on someone in the context of choices, but being able to navigate what we would energetically prefer that would make more sense, if that makes sense. So it's like I keep on hearing, even in it's okay to communicate from a place of your rage, but make sure it is a rage that feels like it is effective, if that makes sense, little Bam. Thank goodness. Thank you as well, Ella. Good to know there's a couple of days of easement. Yeah, definitely. This is our easement, is what I'm going to say. The next 2 days, Moon in Capricorn, Saturn having moved back into Pisces, cooling things down a little bit. I feel like that's probably going to change once Uranus goes into retrograde. So that's what I'd say. Like, make sure that you're just being productive so that you don't procrastinate something into the eclipse. Thank you so much. I know what you're going through. I know it is very hard. And Elisa, thank you so much. Good to see you today. We do have a few days to ground ourselves. I'll take it. Yep, thank you. May our babies, absolutely, may they always be blessings, and may they also be in peace. Currently burying myself in dirt. I mean, I don't want you to bury yourself in dirt, Bridget, but like walking on grass right now is probably good for everybody. Like not in like a derisive way, like in a grounding way. I've been doing yoga and meditation daily to ground. Great idea. Me too. I needed that. I need to hug trees and walk on grass soon. That type of energy will be helpful right now. Absolutely. Absolutely. Experiencing this so hard. Sending you support, Ella. That makes me happy to hear. I hope my baby sends me signs. I'm sending you support on that journey, V. Every single day, get out there. It does help. Say la vie. Yes, I'll try. There's a lot of trees in my surroundings, though. There's not a lot of trees. Yes, they absolutely will. I see them everywhere and feel deeply grateful. Oh, I hope you can find our nearest park to release some stress. Absolutely the same. I'm feeling very puffy at the moment. I'm going to tell you right now, there's with all the planets in Aries, it can do a number on us. Like making sure that you're staying hydrated right now is key too. Me right now in the kitchen, cradling my cat and crying after dropping off my anxious child. Oh, sweetheart, sending you so much support, Lisa. And Rhonda, thank you for the follow. Oh my God, yes, especially with the home. I want to sell a bunch of furniture when it arrives. Sending you support, Minnie. Thank you for confirmation, Elisa. And just remake my home. Yes, absolutely, Minnie. Hug your kitty for me. Absolutely. Agree. I'm ready to make a cozy home for cozy season. I love that, Minnie. Eclipse cluster. That's the best way I can describe the cards that came out. Oh, you got a dream. Oh, wow. You're sending dream homes to each other. Working on those mood boards. Yes, this resonates so much. Yes, when readers on the clock do collectives and it's all about the past, I just don't watch. That's fair. Well, and again, I got to tell you right now, this is not the energy to be dwelling on the past in at all. And I know how difficult that is, especially because with all of the planets in retrograde, it's working through. I keep wondering, it's working through the difficulty in letting something go from the past. But that's what we see with like Chiron and Eris retrograding together, which is space of one night observing, being like, I'd rather not dwell on something or I'd rather not carry it. It's my past for a reason, and I no longer live there. Beautiful manifestation. Tap to claim. Don't care about hearing about the ex anymore. Tap to claim, Bridget. Yes, I saw. I love it. Send me cozy home ideas. Yes. Do we need to create something on the disco for inspiration, home inspiration? Like a home mood board? Alexandra, thank you for recharging. Oh, I love that little heart. And thank you, Carrie, for the gifts. It is weird right now. I know, another planet in retrograde. I know. The portal was strong, was so strong, so it feels weird with it all being wonky. No, I understand. Um, I mean, listen, I need to stress this too. We never want to be in a space by which we ask ourselves to completely forget something, right? But I think that the ability to kind of work through something and understand that understand the value of the lessons that we have to carry through and something that we would rather forget can help us heal from difficult situations. Any help with grounding through this weirdness? I'd say the kind of the same thing, right? Like focus. I keep wondering, focus on the lessons, right? Like don't focus on the wound, focus on the lessons. Focus on what you feel is energetically affirming. Focus on what you feel is energetically supportive. Again, I don't want you, I don't want you getting into the space of working through what's wrong. I want you right now, like building into the context of celebrating your progress, talking about your wins, writing them down for yourself. If you're feeling like messy or you're feeling like a little, like if you're feeling like, again, it has to do with the Virgo energy, right? It's like sometimes when we have a lot of heavy Virgo energy, we can feel very much like less than perfect, but we have to understand that perfect is not made. It's something that we create. How I hear you. Oh, hi from UK, Stephen. I'm doing meditation with EFT tapping. That helps me. Good to know, Kat. Yes, it is. It's work it slay kind of energy. Jennifer, thank you for the follow. Bridget, every time you think about the past, redirect your thoughts. It will get easier the more you do it completely. Work on those just start writing down those manifestation goals. I'm trying to do that. Maybe need more practice. Absolutely. And practice makes perfect. Hi there, Earth Girl. Thank you for the hearts. The past will always have something new for you to discover about yourself. Oh, beautifully said, Bridget. I need to rewatch this collective read. You're so welcome, Kath. You know where it is. If you missed any of it, it'll be up on the place where we keep the videos and photos. How are you doing today, Bumblebee? Hope you're having a beautiful day. I agree. It's like shadow work for me these days. There is a lot of shadow work that's occurring right now in this retrograde. But that's why I'm going to tell you right now, if you already are someone who does your shadow work regularly, it's not that it's not going to be difficult, but it's going to be easier is the best way to describe it. Hi there, and Kat, thank you for those heart knees. One moment, please. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hold on, I got to catch up. I lost my spot. All right. Absolutely. Boom, on the list. Oh, looking forward to our reading, Elisa. Hi, Creative. Good to see you today. I did an in-person tarot event on Sunday for my thesis advisor. Oh my God, that's wild. You did 13 sessions back to back. How are you doing? For your thesis advisor. That's wild. Yes, Saturn returns are rough. Definitely a change of one's life path. I don't know. I don't know if it's a change. I feel like with it doesn't necessarily have to predicate a change of one's life path so much as it feels like it's a wake up call. I often feel like when we have those like the Saturn returns, they can feel like wake up calls. Like it's a refocusing on what one is prioritizing. And sometimes you're right. Like sometimes it's an entire life change. Sometimes it's a refinement, you know? Yes, it's always necessary change though. End up being all for the better. Um, any crystals that support Saturn returns? That's a good question. I would say, honestly, I'm gonna kind of like heart chakra it. I would say like having like a rose quartz would be good for a Saturn return because one of the things you have to understand, and this is why Saturn returns can be volatile, is sometimes they can create the space of feeling like you're looking at the past version of self and saying, what was I doing? So I often feel like a lot of the work that we have to do during Saturn returns is also having to do a lot of inner child healing, which is the space by which we forgive the past self that did not have the same priorities as the present. So I feel like a lot of those like gentler stones may help with a Saturn return. Like I immediately think of like rose quartz or celestite to potentially help with that because they're stones that require one to become gentler with oneself. And I feel like they're a good counterpart balance to the Saturn energy, which can feel very energetically severe. Me thinking I could just put it all off until tomorrow, and then you saying don't procrastinate. Yeah, this is not. Don't be procrast. Don't try to put things off into eclipse season. It's like is what I keep on seeing. Oh, welcome back from New Zealand. That's awesome. How was it? I've always wanted to go. Too many dogs have on this grass. I understand, Bridget. Maybe find different grass. Absolutely. Yeah, let's leave the past behind. I'm doing my ancestry looking for something hidden. Would you be able to read on who or what family tree to dig into more? I mean, we could definitely, if you've got certain energy that you want me to read into, I can definitely try to explore that, Hannah. We can definitely see what comes up. I'm just curious if that's something you would have the ability to read on. Well, I can do energetic reads. So if you want to say like, I want to read specifically into this energy, and get a sense of who they are or what their priorities were, like we can definitely read towards different areas in terms of what they're bringing forth or what qualities or characteristics are coming from those particular avenues, if that makes sense. Focus on the lessons, not the wound. Tap to claim right now, Wushu. Save me from hold on a minute. Save me from myself. I just ordered 5 pints of ice cream. I'm actually okay with that. That sounds awesome. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. That's like stocking up for eclipse season. That's like a year supply for me. It was perfect. I was exhausted as one could imagine the next day, but it felt good. I mean, 13 is a lot, but that's amazing. I mean, I feel like a grounding stone could help there too. I would be very conscientious about what type of grounding stone to use because I feel like Saturn returns can often be very grounding. I almost feel like when you're going through a Saturn return, you need a little bit of like that uplift, but it's a good point. If I were to pick a grounding stone, I would pick one that isn't like that is not too intense. Like I would almost pick like a smoky quartz or something, if that makes sense. Yeah, I do it now before we get steamrolled again. Exactly. Yes, on point with what I'm experiencing. I'm like, what have I been doing? So that's why I'm suggesting like the last thing you need is a stone that's going to be more intensity. Like almost like again, the closest to a grounding stone I would suggest is a smoky quartz because it's like it's a little bit of that like energetic heaviness, but with also a lot of the lightness of the quartz still within it. Lots of avoiding in the past and confronting why I played it small. But and that's what I mean. Like, and that's the thing you have to like that's the thing you have to be conscientious about with working with heavy stones during a Saturn return, which is like if you're already in the space of like you don't want a demanding stone. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to bring like a labradorite into the picture of being like, let me tell you exactly what time like what you could have been doing instead. You know, you have to like I feel like you need those stones that remind you to be easy on the self. Yes, I would need to know which or whose energy to tune into. Got it. Yeah, I could definitely do a reading like that in that case, Hannah. I know I love smoky quartz too. It's one of my son's favorites. Ooh, blue sapphire. That's nice. Amethyst. Yep. Smoky quartz are good with Saturn energies. I could see those too. Absolutely. Good suggestions as well, channeling. All right, friends, we're going to get started on personal readings. Just a reminder, the list is not going to be as long today. So if you want to get on the list, I would encourage you to do so sooner rather than later. If you get on the list right now, it's a wonderful time to get on the list. You'll be the fourth person read for. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. We're also at 23.1K likes. When I get to 100K, I will be gifting 50K. Not getting ahead of ourselves. I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. Before the first person we're reading for today, also, if you are on the hold list and would like to get on the list today, please let me know sooner rather than later so you can secure your spot on the list. First person we're reading for today is going to be Ava. Ava, if you could let me know if we're doing a general, if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And while we wait for Ava's question, let's do an intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. When I get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire dragon. Thank you guys so much for participating. We'll do that. Ooh, who got it? Kath, well done. We will do that after the next reading. Congratulations, Kath. All right, let's continue right now. And I've just got to pull up Ava's question. Just a reminder to anyone who's on the list, if you have information that you feel that you would like to share with me for the purposes of the reading, if you have a dream that you would like interpreted, or if you have a past life you would like more information on, you can post that information in the Disco. If you are a subscriber, you can also post it in the notes when you send the donation. Ava, is this, are we doing a outside tea or inside tea? I know we didn't get any, we got like 1 earth dragon yesterday. We've got a lot of dragons today. We had 2 dragons. Outside tea, thank you. Okay, what do we got here? Ava, 1 moment, please. I feel drawn to step into a new timeline as a lot of past habits don't resonate anymore. I would love a reading on the most vibrant and aligned version of myself and purpose. What a beautiful question. All right, let's get to it. Can I please get 5 cards for Ava on what to do and what to take into a new timeline? Thank you. Thank you. Ooh, flying out. Okay. Ooh, I like it. Wow. I don't think you're going to like this reading. I'm going to tell you already. I'm going to tell you already. Um, I mean, the thing I keep on seeing is I feel like I see a lot of these circumstances or situations that you've been navigating in relationality to someone trying to articulate your own muchness, you know? Like I've got a lot of this energy. Um, like it's giving me a lot of this like energy of someone, like I just keep on hearing like you're healing from a lot of energy trying to articulate that you are too much for them. And I feel like the difficulty in relationality to that is when someone like and I keep on hearing when someone is thinking small. And here's the thing about it. I gotta when someone says we're too much, we have to basically articulate and amplify and say, is anything I'm doing energetically hurting you? Have you ever asked that question when someone said you're too much? Have you ever asked the next question, which is, can you please articulate how my muchness is hurting you? Because with sometimes I feel like it's requiring you to identify and recognize the difference between someone that cannot keep up with you versus someone that is articulating something that you're doing that is energetically wrong. And I keep on seeing that you have to understand the song you will hear when someone is insecure is you are a little too much, you are too much for me, which is the space by which they will never say to you, I am too insecure to be in your presence. Your muchness makes me feel insecure. So I need you to take it down because it makes it's creating the space by I feel insecure. And I keep on hearing the mantra that you need to walk into and you need to write down somewhere if you really want to embody this new part, like this space that you're talking about, is your your insecurity is not my responsibility. Respectfully, you can write the word respectfully before ahead of that. Respectfully, your insecurity is not my responsibility, which is to say, if there's something that you're energetically doing, okay, and this is like, if there is something that you're energetically doing, and another person can say, I need you to cut that out. And you being like, why do I need to cut it out? And they can walk you through and say, when you do this, this is the consequence that happens to me as an energetic result of you doing that. That is something that can be discussed. That is something that can be addressed and navigated because that is the context by which someone is articulating that your muchness is energetically impacting them in a way that is detrimental or damaging, or something that they are concerned is energetically hurting you. But when someone says, you're just a little much, and you say to them, how is that negatively impacting you? And they can't answer, that is their insecurity. That is the space by which they say, you are making me feel insecure about myself. And I keep on saying the lesson to be taken from those spaces is not working into the space of toning yourself down, but moving in directionality with energy that sees your muchness and delights in it, instead of seeing it as a problem that needs to be energetically resolved in order to find alignment. And I feel like it's really hard because, and I keep on hearing, that's not you being selfish. It's not selfish, and it's going to feel somewhat isolating as you do so. It's going to potentially require you. I feel like I see you, like, because I see like it's having the difference of someone saying you're a bit much and you saying, I'm sorry, I'll get better, versus you saying I gotta go. Is what I keep on hearing. Time to move away. Time to let the legs do the work, right? Because I keep on hearing when someone is articulating to you that your muchness is impacting them, the gift you give them is proximity. When someone articulates to you that you are too much for them, the gift you should give them is proximity. You don't even have to tell them that, especially if they're already feeling energetically insecure about it. You have to observe and don't absorb, and you have to move away from it, because that's how you're going to find the energy that delights in your muchness, that celebrates your muchness, that allows you to be more of yourself than you aspire to. Because I keep on seeing that higher self. I keep on seeing, like, when I see your higher self, I see something very similar to you, but just a lot more confident. And the thing that we often don't talk about with confidence is confidence requires like hard skin, right? Confidence requires the space by which we observe another person's displeasure or distaste and say respectfully, what you see is not, this is not for you. It's for me. It's for me. Like, I can't, like, respectfully, like, and again, as long as you put the word respectfully, right? Like, it's like, again, when another person judges you in the context of saying that you are too much, what they're like, it's the space by which you say, you don't have to be mean in that moment. You don't have to tell them to go kick rocks. You just have to observe. You have to go through that moment of being like, I found someone who is seeking less. Like, that's what they're really saying. When someone says you're too much, they're saying, I'm seeking less. Could you please lessen yourself to be in my experience? So that modality of doing so, I keep on hearing, you don't need to talk it out with them. You don't need to work it through. And it's almost sometimes better not to, because you don't want someone trying to build into the context of, like, contorting themselves to try to accommodate the space by which they're telling you that something about you makes them feel energetically insecure, and them trying to, like, get over the energetic like insecurity. But in the moment that they make the insecurity your problem, that is what, when someone makes their insecurity your problem, the gift you have to give them, and you don't have to tell them that you're doing so, is proximity, which is the space by which, and like I see even here now, there's a lot of energy that desires to be near you, right? The same energy that desires you from a distance will be energetically blinded by your light, because they're not strong enough to navigate creating it within their own experience. Bottom of the deck, and it's painful. It's sad, it's heartbreaking sometimes when we recognize that. But the important thing I hear your higher self saying is, don't blame yourself for it. Because if you can't help being the way you are, they can't help experiencing you the way they do. But that doesn't mean, sometimes circumstances are not in alignment. And the sad truth is, sometimes that's nobody's fault. That's just the nature of the situation. And maturity is knowing what is worth a conversation. And I think that's also something I keep on hearing. Maturity is understanding that not everything, it needs a conversation. Sometimes the observation of a situation is enough to fortify our own energetic determination point, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck on this reading, I feel like it's really difficult, because I feel like this has happened a lot for you in the space of love. I see a lot of energy that may have, like, I can see a lot of energy that, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of relationships that started with someone being enamored by you, right? Someone being like, I've never met anybody like you. The same song you will hear of someone saying, I've never met anyone like you, will start with, I've never met anyone like you. And someone ending by saying, you're just too much for me. You're not all you were cracked up to be, right? Because it's the observation. That is the song of someone putting you on a pedestal, which is the space by which they aspire for something, but they don't understand what it takes to energetically inhabit the experience of being in that visage. So when someone is in that space where they say, I'm so in awe of you, I've never met anyone like you, they've got you on that pedestal, and then they meet the reality of you, and suddenly they say, you're not all you're cracked up to be. That is someone that is more enamored with the energetic, that is energy that is building into idolatry, which is the space by which they're more in love with the ideal of having something than understanding what it energetically takes to be able to experience it on a daily basis. So I feel like the more that you're able to heal that, it's hard, because it's actually going to require you to walk away from things more, right? To actually, like, hold more stronger standards, not necessarily, like, allow yourself to be more yourself, and also allow yourself not to have to necessarily have patience for those that start. And I keep on hearing those who start to criticize. And I keep on hearing the important thing to recognize if someone gives you criticism is whether that criticism is constructive or not? And what is the difference between constructive criticism and criticism? Constructive criticism is somebody seeing something and saying, hey, I see what you're trying to do there. If you want to do that in a better way, may I give you some advice, right? The amplification of something that you might not have recognized that would allow you to succeed in a better way. What you have to be much more hard-lined about are those moments or those modalities where someone starts poking at you and telling you to stop doing things, not necessarily because it benefits you, but more because it pleases them. I keep on hearing, you do not exist for another person's pleasure. It is a pleasure to be with you, but you do not exist for another person's pleasure. And understanding, I keep on hearing your higher self saying, you understanding the difference between someone who says it is an absolute delight to be with you versus someone saying, I would like you even more if you, is the difference between you understanding the energy that wants to encourage you to be the best version of self versus someone trying to cultivate you into who they aspire you to become. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Ava. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You will be the third person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book a private reading on my site. We're also at 26.1K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was giving that update, that reading. And for those who are interested in getting on the list right now, we do life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. And Cassie, heads up, your subscription's ending soon if you would like to renew. Excellent. Hey, joyful rising, Erica. Good to see you. I was thinking of air and then fire came up too. That's wild, Kath. Hi there, Just. Your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Way to just rip off the Band-Aid. I mean, she asked for the reading. Yes, I heard that a lot. What a question. I feel like people can say anything though to respond. This reading resonates with me a bit. Thank you as well, Home, for receiving this reading. Thank you as well, Electra. Go find less. Yes. Yes, they can, and maybe they can at least show some respect. Period. Thank you, channeling. Run. Yes. Not my case. People tell me I'm so much all the time, learning to not be around them, sending you support home. You're not too much. Those people are intimidated by your power. Tap to claim channeling. Kath, I guess it's better to move away from them. Again, if it's the question we need to ask when someone says we're much is, how is my muchness affecting you in a negative way? That's the question that needs to be asked, which is to say, and listen, there are those moments, someone being like, look, this is how, like, this is the negative impact, being like, okay, we can talk about that, right? But when someone says you're a lot, being like, is that something that is bothering you because it's hurting you, or is it making you feel energetically insecure? Just leave them where they're at. Tap to claim. Exactly. Move away in silence. Channeling. Also understanding that because you don't fit into someone's idea of you doesn't mean you need to beat yourself up about it. Tap to claim. Channeling. Yes, I felt lonely in past years because I had to walk away from people. And I keep on hearing from your higher self, it's going to be lonely for a while, but not forever, right? Like I keep on seeing the sound of you finding those that are for you is walking away from those that are not. Thank you as well, Ava. Fascination to disappointment. Exactly. Tap to claim home. If you don't feel good when we share space, I'll go to my own space. Tap to claim Bridget. So excited to meet me, then angry when I'm me. Sending you support home. Ava, you got this. Thank you for supporting each other in the comments. No, that is not you. Absolutely. You're so welcome, Ava. And thank you, JL, for sharing the live. I do my best, home. We need a solid foundation on our core self and stand by it. Beautifully said, Kath. I love that. Tap to claim. Oh, your cat's going crazy right now. Hi, kitty. Yes, projection versus perception. Passionate channeling. Absolutely. Caught a ban on my original Trishina. Oh, no. Oh, Trishina. How long is it lasting? Maybe there's a way to deactivate on the other one and activate here. I'm sad to hear that, dear. All right, let's continue right now. We're going to continue. The next person we're reading for today is Kath. Kath, if you're here, can you respond in all caps? Let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question you'd like me to answer. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, it's a great time to get on the list. You will be the third person read for. It's a nice time. The list is nice and short. Also, we're at 26.6K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Elisa, you're after Kath, my dear. And before we get started on Kath's reading, let's do another intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, Elisa. It was the sow. Well done. You guys are doing good today. All right, let's get to it. And I'm going to pin up Kath here. Make sure to give Kath some love. Also, make sure to give Ava some love. Hi there, Kath. Highest party message and guidance for the rest of this year. I got you, dear. Can I please get 4 cards for Kath, please? Highest party messages from Spirit, please. Thank you. 2 more. Man, I feel like the hardest thing for you right now is having to deal. I feel like it has to deal with some nonsense from the past, you know? And I feel like, and I keep on hearing, I almost feel like it's giving me like a little bit of energy of someone saying like nobody holds a candle to you, and you having to say to someone being like, you shouldn't be holding candles, you know? Like that's almost what I'm kind of seeing here. It's giving me like some kind of vibration in relationality. Like you don't it's giving, I can't even stress, like I do not how do I explain this best? I keep on seeing some kind of energetic, like it giving me some kind of cat and mouse energy around you is what I keep on seeing. And I like to point out, childish energy looks at partnership like a game of cat and mouse. Childish energy, there is childish energy looks at relationship as a game of cat and mouse, which is the space. And the reason I say that is when we tell somebody, when we articulate to someone, when we say to someone, this is why I'm going away. These are the exact reasons I'm going away. I could not be clearer. Someone will look at us who's in childish energy and go, I wonder what they really meant by that. I wonder what they're trying to do here. I wonder why they made this choice, instead of inhabiting like the words like that do not go into the brain. They do not reside there. It's like the energy, it's like when I say in one ear and out the other, that is the articulation of childish energy. And I feel like a lot of the work that you've been doing has been moving that and keeping it there. And I keep on hearing that keeping it there is the energetic hard part, because the thing is, it's like often that type of energy, despite how clear you are, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I kind of mean with that type of energy. It's like despite every articulation of you saying to someone, I could not be clearer. It is like the energy that like works through something and only see when you can tell when someone is projecting, because I keep on hearing, when you cannot be clearer, all they see is mirrors. When you cannot be clear, all they see is mirrors, which is the space by which you say something and you say it from your chest and you mean it with every fiber of your being. Someone who energetically plays games will see that and be like, I wonder what they're after. I wonder what they're on about. I wonder why they would say that instead of absorbing what we have told them is what I keep on seeing. So I feel like the rest of the year, it feels like I feel like a little bit of the work is this is the sound of you maintaining that peace is what I keep on seeing. And I feel like it's helping. Like I see that like I feel like I see a situation where you're simultaneously resolving something in relationality to another person's preconceptions by helping them understand that like I keep on saying resolved, I keep on hearing resolve does not dissolve, which is the space by which you are actively moving away from something, from someone that was like invested in playing some kind of like very silly game with you. But I also see the bright side is I see you coming into connection with someone that respects and appreciates you, specifically because they understand that I keep on hearing there's no beating around the bush with you. That I keep on hearing like the difference I keep on hearing the difference between someone says you are no fun versus someone saying you are so refreshing is the difference between someone that is not that is has the same force of intensity as you do in relationality to how easy it can be when we don't when we I keep on hearing when we don't when we don't allude to things or where we don't like I keep on hearing like flirt with possibilities, but instead just articulate what our energetic needs are to be able to facilitate moving towards them most effectively. And so I like this because it says to me, especially within the next 2 months, I see some kind of new energetic connection coming towards you. And what I like about this is I see somebody, I keep on hearing the word, like the word I keep on hearing in relationality to this connection is the word refreshing, which is the space by which again they don't find they find your own ability of making something easier, of not I keep on hearing not having to be like it's interesting too, like I almost feel like I don't know what's going on with this like past energy I see around you, like it's almost giving me somebody who was mortified that you weren't coy enough. I know that sounds really specific, but I keep on hearing somebody specifically saying being mortified that you weren't coy enough, which is the space by which like they were being coy and you didn't find it cute. You didn't find it enticing. You just found it boring. And that's why I almost see like somebody that's what I mean. Like they're working like that, like that's the type of energy that I see around something. Um, but that's why I like this new energy because I see somebody who matches you in that way. And I keep on hearing like the beauty of a healthy mirror. And it's interesting too, because when I said, and it's interesting too, because when I keep on hearing, when I could not be clearer, all they saw were mirrors. That is a gift, right? I need to point this out. I could not be clearer, but all they saw was mirrors is both a benefit and a gift to someone that's in alignment to you and an absolute detriment to someone who's not, because I keep on seeing that I don't necessarily see a situation where you change your vibration all that much. I almost feel like there's a situation that you move in the same way that you did to a past connection. And the affirmation that you receive in that connection is understanding that is the koan by which I see that you're working through an energetic lesson in terms of saying, when I could not be clearer, all they saw are mirrors, which is the space by which you had to let go of someone because that was happening, because you were trying to be clear, but they were never clear. All they ever say is not true. So when you tried to say something true to them, they just assumed that you were saying something to get your way on something else, versus the new energetic connection that is always honest. That when you say something clear, they say finally, and they meet you with that same level and degree of clarity. Bottom of the deck on this reading, The hard part I keep on seeing, and I feel like you're gonna have to like recognize this, there's still someone around you that is convinced in some way, shape, form, or fashion that there's, like I told you, like, oh, I just need to put a little bit more time on it. You know what I mean? Like I literally see some, I would not be surprised if someone keeps checking, like checking up on you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because I keep on feeling, I don't know if this is someone who's like just not used to being rejected. I often see this with energy that has like, does not have a lot of experience navigating rejection. It's like, it's giving me a little, it's giving did you teach someone like what it feel like? I feel like this. I don't know why I'm getting like some kind of first energy here in relationality to someone that cannot like they cannot get through. They cannot get it cannot absorb the fact that you decline something is what I keep on seeing. I keep on hearing someone be like nobody rejects me. It's giving me that type of energy. You know, like they're like, I literally see someone being like, what's happening? And someone being like, they said no. And then being like, I don't get it. And then being like, they don't want it. And then being like, what are they up to? And it's, you know what I mean? Like it's giving me like that level of denial. There is like deniability in the fact that they feel that they can be rejected. I don't know who this person is. I keep on hearing like I almost feel like I feel like there's something about this where they're really like it doesn't feel like it's happened to them before. Like, that's what I meant about it being child energy. I don't mean that they're being childish. I mean like they've never encountered a situation where something they have done has resulted in them just being energetically rejected. So that's why again, I think that there's something to be noted there in relationality to potentially recognizing some kind of energy like hovering around you or like trying to give some kind of like minor implications of letting you know that they're still observing you or something of that nature. You know what I mean? It's giving me a little bit of that type of vibration. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Kath. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you'd like to get on the list is open. 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. We do here life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, guided messages, akashic, and mind, body, spirit. Now is a great time to get on the list. If you'd like to get on the list, you'll be the second person read for, and I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. All right, where are we? Excellent. Same. Whoa, well done, Elisa. Everybody's doing good on doing the intuition checks today. I'm trying to completely let go of the past, especially the disappointments. But I feel like I see you. I don't feel like you're not trying. I don't hear trying. Your guides are saying you're doing it. This is what it feels like to do it. Gas and then highway. I like that. I thought I already blocked the childish end. I mean, I feel like no, I see that. Like, remember I said you like I see them being like, what are they up to? Like it's like I told you, it's giving me a little bit of that like in one ear out the other kind of energy. And Phoenix, thank you for recharging your heart me's. Yep. Maybe just past echoes. Yep. Past energy blocks. This resonates with the past person again. It's like I'm not even talking. Exactly. Yes, maybe. I totally get it, Sin. I recall his last message was asking if I still have the trust issues. Wow. And then no follow-up message after I replied that about the trust issues. Wow, that is wild. Yeah, I didn't send him any messages after that too. That's fair. Yeah, that is the ick. Hi there, Jillian. I'm happy to read for you on that. If you'd like to get on the list, list is open. You'll be the second person read for, which is so good to see you, dear. I hope you're doing well today. We got 2 days. We got 2 days of productivity before all of this like wackiness hits. Okay, Kath, I got triggered when he's still viewing my stool. That's what I mean. Yeah, so you saw it, right? Like someone not communicating. That's the type of energy I'm talking about. Like someone not communicating but observing. Next thing I knew, next thing was I blocked them. Absolutely. We finished the collective, Matilda. We're doing personals now. That really resonates with the past person. But I like this new energy that I see, and it feels like you're going to be meeting them within the next 2 months. Like it's giving me like it's giving me like completely serious, like not in the mood to play games. There's a first time for everything. Womp womp. I know who that is. Tries again and again until he's blocked. You're welcome, Kath. Still above ground, getting ready. I like that for the September energy. I love seeing your September. I love seeing your September 1st video. It was so cute. You're so welcome, dear. All right, we're going to continue right now. Next person we're reading for today is Elisa. Elisa, if you're here, can you let me know if you'd like a general reading or if you have a specific question? And while we wait for Elisa's question, let's do an intuition check. I've got the animal spirit guide cards here. We're going to count back from 10. When we get to 1, I will reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have gotten 3 of the 4 dragons today, my friends. 3 of the 4 dragons. We're doing good. All right, let's get to it. I know. I like it. Yesterday, we only had 1 dragon. I think yesterday we had the Earth dragon. All right, let's continue. I got you, Elisa. All right, I'm going to pin up Elisa here, guys. Make sure to give Elisa some love. Great time to get on the list. If you'd like to get on the list right now, you'll be the next person read for. I am in warrior mode. I'm trying to regulate and fight less. I'd like a message from the universe. All right, good work to be doing right now during this eclipse cycle or upcoming eclipse cycle. 4 cards, please. What does Elisa need to know? Oof, you don't want to stay in the deck today, do you? That's okay. Woo! I think the thing you need to kind of recognize, and I feel like your guides are being really strong about this, and I feel like you kind of had that indication on something. When we are upset, never is it easier to push our buttons. I feel like that's what you have to write down somewhere. I feel like that's what you have to write down somewhere. When we are upset, never is it easier to push our buttons. Which is there is energy that absolutely delights in finding and being like, oh, there's the button. You know what I mean? Like it's the energy that effectively just like there is energy that delights in pushing buttons, which is the energy that delights in being, because I keep on seeing if someone is not showing up to us and then they get us upset, like the song you will hear when someone is neglecting you is, why are you always so angry? Like neglectful energy will delight in finding your buttons, because then when they press them, they can be neglectful. And then in the same space by which they're neglectful, they'll articulate that the reason that you're getting their neglect is because you're so angry. Don't let someone put the cart before the horse. And I feel like I see some kind of situations where that's happened, where energy has been like straight up neglectful for you. And then even in the space by which they move away from you, they try to say, I just can't deal with your anger. But what they're really saying is, you won't tolerate my neglect. When someone says you're just too angry, what they're really saying is, you won't tolerate my neglect. I got to get out of here. Right? They're never going to say that. They're never going to say that. But that's what's been happening. And I feel like, and I actually think it's interesting, because you actually said, how can I want to kind of go back to what you articulated in the space of your comment, because in the space of your comment, I just want to pin up what you said here. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to regulate and fight less. The space by which, and I think that the things that the guides are saying is, you have to understand that the moment you start honoring your rage, you'll start fighting less. which is the space by which, again, the fight, the anger, the aggression is us insisting on someone respecting us, right? Like when we are feeling when we are upset, when we feel anger and we fight about it, we don't honor the sacredness of our rage, because the space by which another person has got us upset, I keep on hearing, you can tell someone once. If you're being incredibly generous, you can tell someone a second time. But anything beyond that is the moment that you start allowing another person to, like, disrespect. You have to understand this. Disrespect is the space by which another person does not respect our feelings. And if we're constantly in a space that we feel like we're constantly feeling like we have to articulate our energetic rage to someone, and instead of saying, I am very sorry, I'm going to work to resolve that, they look at us and say, why are you so angry all the time? It is the energy that not only, usually that type of person knows exactly why we are, but they're choosing their neglect rather than our respect. And so I keep on hearing it's the ability, I keep on hearing the way that you're going to honor that is, remember your lips are blessed, which is the space by which you can tell someone politely once or twice what they need to be doing more effectively. And then our breath is blessed and we don't waste it. That's what we mean with warrior energy, which is not the space by which we insist that another person start respecting us, but we just accommodate for the fact that they don't, and we navigate the situation according to what they've effectively shown us we can expect from them. And I feel like there's something about, like, there's something very important about you. Like you said, when you said that you're in warrior mode, remember, we've talked a lot about this here. Warriors don't fight. A warrior's goal is not to fight. And a way that a warrior does not fight is by being able to understand and survey the energetic territory by which they find themselves in, right? And when you find a situation with, like, when you find a situation wherein you recognize and identify an energetic limitation point, right? Often we get in these modalities where we feel like we're demanding something from someone, and recognizing the fact that certain things we can't energetically demand, but once we accept the circumstances as they are, we can operate within them in the way that we can come up with new energetic solutions. So I want you, when you start feeling really upset, I want you to navigate that via the explaining. Like, I keep wondering, don't let the upsetness, don't let the passion prevent communication. Take a step back and communicate to another person the importance of something, why something is energetically necessary. And if someone, and I keep on saying, if someone is refusing to honor the truth that you're trying to bring towards them, then I keep on saying, then see what is energetically possible in terms of what you and them share. Because I keep on, and I think it's interesting too, because this has a lot to do with a reading I did yesterday. And it's really difficult because there's something that's important that's happening for you as well, as it relates to trying to put wisdom in someone. We can't put wisdom in things. I know how frustrating it is. I know it's really frustrating. We cannot put wisdom in things because, and often when we try to force wisdom in things, we create trauma. I know it stinks. It's a crummy situation, but often when we try to put wisdom in things, we end up doing more harm than good. We end up traumatizing with the wisdom instead of fortifying with it. But what we can do, right, is making sure that we fortify another. I keep on hearing, instead of instead of like fortifying another, often the best way to give someone wisdom is via our own energetic experiences, is what I keep on seeing. The difference between telling someone something that we've learned through a difficult lesson, right? Versus saying to someone, I would like to share a story with you to energetically have you avoid something that I went through, can be the difference between someone feeling like we're putting an energetic restriction on them that doesn't make any sense, versus the space of being able to articulate to another something that we ourselves endured that we would rather not have them to experience. And I feel like there's something important about that there, that helping another person understand not just what you think or why you care about something, but the context by which you experience something, for them to understand the space by which you're hoping to have them avoid something that was unnecessarily difficult for you. That can often help. I keep wondering, that can often help the wisdom get through, is what I keep on seeing. Because it's not just the space of another person feeling like you're not allowing them to do something, but understanding the full breadth of the choices that they're making, so that if a situation occurs, they're able to navigate through it more effectively. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, especially with the nine. I keep on hearing, especially with the Nine of Swords, there's something really important that I see here in relationality to working through. I keep on hearing, this is something that's been coming through a lot. Love Love is the space by which we honor each other's choices. But there's a caveat to that. Love is the space by which we honor each other's choices, unless there is a choice that we are making that we feel deeply is actually not, is going to hurt the person we care about, right? This is what we often talk about when we talk about intervention, right? Like the act of intervention is the act of, like, that's why intervention doesn't need to be associated to anything. We can intervene in the space of navigating another's choices by being able to articulate and say, I care about you, which means I honor your choices, except in the circumstances or situations that I feel that that choice is going to have a profoundly detrimental effect on you. So if you're feeling or fearing that that is occurring, make sure that you are articulating to another person the full ramifications of their choices, is what I keep on seeing. Not just the space by which they're doing something in the moment, but the space by which they're acknowledging how it could effectively change the course of their life, or the future that they have, or the future that they identify that they want to move towards. So I keep on seeing, don't let the anger or the frustration get in the way of the conversation. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Elisa. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. We're also at 29.7K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective, so make sure you're tapping that screen and we'll get to 50K in no time. Also, if you want to get on the list right now, it's a perfect time to get on the list. You'll be the next person read for. I am in war, yep, trying to regulate and fight less. Okay. And Ramon, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. I feel like the Mom and Bird Box movie. Will I get there soon? Sending you support, Elisa. Blindly working and blindly believing in my recovery. I mean, again, I need to point this out. You're not blindly believing if you're seeing signs of progress. If you're in a better space than you were, then that's not blind. That is being able to start your progress. I want more from life. I miss love. Tap to claim. I'm so lonely deep down. I don't have anyone to neglect me. I have neglected myself. Trust in me. If you are in a lonely partnership, it won't fix that. Beautifully said. This is about my son and this makes sense. I agree. So I don't have to, so I don't date, but it's been 7 years since I had a partner. Well, I mean, there might be something to be said here about being able to take that step forward. I feel like I see some kind of path work that you've been like preparing yourself or finding that space of being energetically ready. Um, I keep on seeing that, like, I don't know why. I feel like there's some kind of blockage there as it relates to like working through some kind of anxiety and fear. But I keep on seeing that, like, the space by which you kind of are able to amplify or articulate what you're looking for in partnership. I want you to make sure that you're writing down those manifestation goals right now too, because it is giving me like a lot of this reading is saying, like, in order to find something, we have to take those energetic risks, right? We have to put ourselves out there as well. Thank you for those gifts. This is my daughter Ender school avoidance too. We don't go to the grocery store hungry. We don't go on dating apps when we're lonely. That's a beautiful way of describing that. I feel so limited. Yes. Oh, are you taking yourself out on dates? That's a good idea too. That's also like, listen, like that is also like something like, I feel like there is something to be said here about honoring yourself and doing the things that you would do in partnership that would allow you to keep on hearing, like, expand your own energetic circle right now. Oh, she wants to homeschool. Thank you for confirming what I was seeing here. Make peace, not war, even if it means walking away. I feel like they hear me. I don't feel like they hear me. Kelly, thank you for the follow. Continue to support them. She will miss out on school stuff, but I totally agree. Yes, that resonates with them. They are old souls. Okay, that makes sense. Saying this requires me to have so much confidence in their love. I can do it. That was an amazing reading. You're so welcome, Elisa, and sending you so much support on this journey. You connected me with the inner warrior circle of women. I'm so glad to hear that, dear. And thank you for being here and receiving these messages. But I need to stress this. I'm not, you're already there. I don't feel like I'm necessarily connecting you. I was reading what I'm seeing right now. And I feel like the circle of warrior women is always saying, am I doing it right? It's worrying that you're not that makes you an energetic warrior. And I want you to appreciate that. All right, we're going to continue right now. The next person on the list is now open, actually. If anybody would like to get on the list, you'll be the next person read for. While we wait to see if anyone else would like to get on the list today, we're going to get to one card readings for subscribers. If you are a subscriber and would like a card pulled, go ahead and put your question in the comments. If you would like to become a subscriber, just hit my name, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, and you will be able to get your one card. Also, if you are a subscriber and would like an animal spirit guide card with your reading, please make sure that you're recharging your heart knees, and you'll be able to also have your one card, your animal spirit guide reading. Divine counterpart, please, for Fig. One card, please. I see somebody I feel like I see somebody traveling right now. I see them on some kind of journey. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. I feel like I see someone who's broken free of some kind of unhealthy energetic cycle. They're very much in explorer mode, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like there was something, I feel like they're stuck in something for a long time. And I almost see like that. I keep on hearing like they're doing something for themselves in some way that they haven't done something before. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, earth dragon. I see somebody. I keep on hearing someone say, I fulfilled my obligation, which is almost giving me some kind of vibration of someone who remained in some kind of unhealthy situation because they felt like they were waiting for an obligation in terms of being a supportive system for someone. So I almost see like somebody finally moving in a way to like extricate themselves from something that hasn't been healthy for a long time. Bridget, I got you, dear. 2 cards, highest priority, please, for Bridget. Ooh, this is actually saying this is a beautiful time for you to like work on connections right now. This is saying to me like new opportunities. This is meeting new people. It's interesting. Like this is really good energy for this retrograde. Like I feel like it's giving me a lot of catch up energy is what I keep on seeing. Yeah, like it's almost like it's saying to me, like, and it's interesting too because it's talking about the fact that like the retrograde sometimes bring things from the past back to the surface, and I keep on hearing things from the past coming back to the surface don't necessarily just need to be the negative things. They can also talk towards like the retrogrades can be really good times to reconnect with energy that we feel like we've lost touch with in a positive way. Animal spirit guide, please, for Bridget. Yeah, especially with the salmon energy, right? Like the understanding that sometimes I keep on hearing sometimes life gets in the way, like almost allowing this energy to like be one that you start to like reinforce some connections that you haven't that are and I keep on hearing like you are in a good space, but you just haven't had an opportunity to connect with, is what I keep on seeing. Thank you so much, dear. I got you, Oracle Erica. Hold on a moment. Oop, I gotta go back. Highest priority. Oop, highest priority right now for Oracle Erica, please. Um, I feel like there's something like I feel like I see you and another person working really fundamentally on um I keep on hearing conflict resolution, which is like and I keep on hearing having a like waiting for conflict to talk about conflict resolution is never energetically ideal. It's always better to go into a conflict with a plan, especially if you notice that you and another person have a tendency of getting very heated in the middle of things. Yeah, especially with the Six of Swords in its reversal, allowing the past to be a library, not an armory, which says like not the assumption of saying like we just won't do that again or that won't happen again, saying what's going to happen and what are we going to do better next time when it inevitably does. Animal spirit guide card. Yeah, with the bee, right? Everything like I keep the bee energy is kind of like a plan for everything, right? It's being energetically prepared for any situation by knowing like what the energetic protocol is, if that makes sense. Chrissy, one card regarding connection, please. I've got here Knight of Swords energy. It's interesting. I keep on whenever I read for this connection, I just see a lot of volatility around someone, which is like going through this like these burst energies of like working through some kind of like energetic collapse um that then like create some kind of vindication point. um I feel like there's something here, like I see somebody like trying to work to get their feelings in check because I keep on seeing like it's almost like somebody acknowledging the fact that they're like their temper damages things, and I keep on hearing damages things in irrecoverable ways. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, like I keep on hearing like a five of pentacles in its reversal. Especially the thing is like when we've got issues related to our anger, our apologies start to, I keep wondering when we've got anger issues, our apologies start to lose meaning, which is like the space by which when we're always like, if we're always in a space of anger or reactivity, and then we apologize, like the apology loses meaning because it doesn't, it damages trust in the context of another person feeling energetically safe with us, is what I keep on seeing. And I almost see somebody like navigating through their own like sense of regret as it relates to acknowledging some kind of experiences where they see the similarities of something having occurred. Animal spirit guide card. Salmon. It feels like someone's trying to do a lot of ancestral healing, which is potentially recognizing that something they grew up with isn't normal to what others experienced, is what I keep on seeing. Yaz, one card, highest priority, please. Oop, come on. Oh my gosh, these cards, what's going on with these cards? Hold on. All right, we've got the Page of Wands here. I'm seeing here with the Page of Wands, this is saying to me, like, this is again, I feel like this is a good day of being energetically productive. Um, Reaching back out to someone you haven't spoke to in a while. It's giving a little bit of catch up energy. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, Hierophant. I keep on hearing giving someone the benefit of the doubt, right? Not assuming something behind another's actions. So I keep on hearing like like understanding everybody's been going through a lot with this retrograde. And so like I keep on hearing giving someone the benefit of the doubt until there is no doubt. Thank you so much, Yaz. Kath, one card on divine counterpart, please. Yeah, I see like this is I see somebody coming is in the process of ending something, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like I'm sensing a lot of disappointment around something. Bottom of the deck with King of Cups. Yeah, I feel like I see somebody that feels like they've been doing all the emotional heavy lifting in a relationship, is what I keep on seeing. You know, and I almost feel like it's hard because I almost see somebody like departing from a situation with some kind of sense of guilt, but almost saying to another person, I can't be your support system. Um, Animal spirit guide, yeah, the boar, right? I keep on seeing like they're trying to explain to another person that when we care about one another, we don't. I keep wondering, when we care about each other, we don't lean on each other to be each other's support. We act to be supportive, right? Like that's like the vibration of being supportive is not one that we're constantly leaning on one another. I feel like somebody's going through some kind of like work of trying to articulate that to another, but also feeling kind of heavy in the concept of explaining it. Fig. Yesterday it was the Magician and the Nine of Pentacles, I believe. Good memory. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense too with what I was seeing, because the Magician with the Nine of Pentacles is the observation of what they can and cannot fix. And so I keep on seeing it's like somebody building something for themselves, but like putting that energy to themselves for the first time. Ooh la la, Bridget. I'm feeling very harmonious at this time. You're welcome, Bridget. Hold on a minute. Alexandra, one card on the separation as it stands, please. I mean, you know, it's interesting too, because like, you know, I feel like I see separation here, but it almost is giving me the energy of someone coming to terms with something, is what I'm identifying. You know, like this is giving me, especially with the Fool card, like I see somebody like kind of come like making peace with something. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the Knight of Cups, you know, it's interesting. Like I almost see like someone trying to come towards you being like, can we be friends? You know what I mean? I almost see you being like I almost see you being in some kind of vibration of being like it's interesting. It's like somebody trying to have a start with like a start with you, but like a friendly start. And animal spirit guide, yeah, especially with the frog. Like I almost see you like having to like work through to somebody. You know, I keep on seeing this. Like there's something significant to say to another person that I keep on hearing. Sometimes the way we feel about another person makes friendship an impossibility, is what I keep on hearing. Like I keep on hearing the message that like the complication of unresolved feelings does not allow energy to just naturally fall. Like not everyone can fall into friendship, even if they've had some kind of like, especially if there's been like a level or degree of intimacy. It's like giving me a lot of that vibration about like, and I keep on, it's like not always, but sometimes like I almost see somebody being like you having to like articulate the communication of the conflict of someone like expecting to be able to do that in some way, shape, form, or fashion. How are you doing today, Sloth? Hi, are you there, Ruby? Good to see you, dear. One card on the connection with Justin. Okay. You know, I keep on like this is giving me the energy of someone that is working very fastidiously in not rushing to energetically respond so they don't set an expectation, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah. You know, I see somebody that's trying to like, I keep on hearing like trying to energetically, already trying to give indications that they're trying to like energetically manage connection by not, I keep on hearing by not prioritizing is what I keep on seeing. You know, like it almost feels like someone who's trying to like manage expectations by not rushing to communicate, so that they have, I keep wondering, so they're giving themselves some kind of energetic leeway is what I keep on seeing. Animal spirit guide. Yeah, especially with the cow, you know, like it's saying to me, like, I do see somebody who is like working in some kind of environment, like some kind of space where they want to be able to respond to something like fully, or when they're like fully in, like when they're able to fully pay attention to it, is what I keep on seeing too. Um, there's something very, it's like, I keep on getting, there's something very weird there, is what I keep on seeing. You know, like someone who makes a big deal out of things. You're welcome, Chrissy. No, definitely some kind of ending on their part, Kat. Energetically productive days goals. Tap to claim. You're welcome, Kath. And Lucy, thank you for subscribing, dear. One card for Lucy, please. All right. This is like, I feel like this is a good time right now to explore new opportunities, or to think about new, like I keep on hearing like picking up some kind of project that you put down for a while ago. Like it's good opportunity to be able to look at something with fresh eyes. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the hermit energy, you know. I feel like there's maybe something that you put down a while ago because you were like tired of looking at it, and but now I feel like it's almost like it's ready. It's ready for some fresh eyes. It's like it's giving me the opportunity of being able to have some kind of energetic perspective on something that you couldn't see before, is what I keep on seeing. And it's interesting too, because like as I said that, my earring fell out, which is like I said, like perspective. It's giving me like, sometimes when we look at something after putting some distance to something, we're able to see something that we couldn't see before. It's interesting. Hold on, there we go. You're welcome, Yaz. You're welcome, Alexandra. Weird. All right, friends. Final call. For one card readings for subscribers, or if there's anyone who would like a full reading today. Is it too late to? No, it's not too late at all to get on the list, Yaz. Ella, I got you, dear. Just a general. Yaz, if you get on the list right now, you'll be the next person read for. Ella, do you just want a general reading? And for anybody who's interested in getting on the list, we do here life path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretation readings, guided messages, akashic, and mind, body, spirit. General for Ella, please. I keep on seeing like, make sure like this is a good time to give each other, to like work towards the space of affirmations, telling someone how much they mean to you, or how proud of them you are, is what I keep on seeing. Bottom of the deck. Yeah, especially with the 10 of cups and its reversal. Sometimes it's just good to hear, is what I keep on seeing. Like saying to someone like, maybe I don't tell you enough how much I appreciate you, is what I keep on seeing. Like just giving someone that like boost of confidence today. Animal spirit guide, please, for Ella. Yeah, especially with the bear. You know, like it's giving me a little bit of like being somebody like cheerleading squad, is what I keep on seeing. I keep on seeing, especially if they're doing something today, or if there's something coming up that you can't be present for, but you just want to tell them like how much you like, how you know that they're going to do something really well, is what I keep on seeing. All right. Thank you so much, dear. Final call for any of my subscribers. Oh, I said that. Oh, that's beautiful, Bridget. That's really sweet. You're encouraging it to grow. You know, there was something I was going to send you. I want to see if I can still remember to put it up on the. I was going to put it up on the. Yeah, I want to put it up on the disco. It's about. It's something in relationality to singing dresses. I was thinking about you the other day. I'm going to try to put it up on the disco for you. You're so welcome, Ella. All right, friends. Yaz, are you going to be getting on the list? I'll hang tight if you're going to be getting on the list. Alyssa, one card for self, please. Highest message for self for Alyssa. Ooh, this card doesn't want to stay in the deck today. Do not over internalize. in this energy right now. I know how difficult it is. I know that there's that feeling of wanting to take something personally. Do not internalize or take things personally right now. Give someone the benefit of the doubt. Yep, again, give someone the benefit of the doubt right now. Everybody's going through this retrograde. It's not, but a lot of it feels like there's a lot of that intensity or the force of pressure on something that's just happening to the self. Remember, everybody's kind of feeling that right now. Animal spirit guide, please, for, yep, yep, for Elisa. Yeah, the bear energy again, right? Do not take things personally, right? Be the force of compassion that to help move things in the direction that you want them to go into. You're so welcome, Ella and Elisa. You can absolutely get on the list, Alexandra, if you'd like to get on the list. And if anybody wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the next person read for. Hold on a minute. One card, highest priority, please, for Lala. I listen. Some of this energy that we're going through right now can feel like a rut. It can feel like stagnancy. It can feel like energetic frustration. It can feel like things are not going the way that we expect or anticipate. A lot of things can be happening under the surface right now. Yeah, right. Especially, I keep on hearing, don't assume the worst, ask the right questions, right? If something doesn't feel like it's moving in accordance with what you expect it to, ask the questions, don't base it on assumptions. Anna, thank you so much, Lala. And thank you for getting on the list, Alexandra. You'll be the next person read for. One card for Erica on relationship, please. Make sure that you're having conversations about the direction something's going. Make sure that you're getting on the same page. Same thing I just said. Don't assume that you want the same things if you haven't had a healthy conversation about it, especially as it relates to relationship. Might be a good time to say, like, what is your ideal relationship? Not just asking if someone wants one, but what the shape of it is. Yeah, especially with the Knight of Swords. A healthy relationship can navigate a hard conversation, especially as it relates to manifestation goals and direction. Animal spirit guide, please. Yeah, the wolf, right? It's better. I keep on hearing it's better to ask than it's like, don't assume. Make sure that you're asking. A hard conversation fortifies a healthy relationship. And if someone becomes argumentative in you asking questions, it can often symbolize something that isn't moving in a healthy direction. So make sure that you and another person are on the same page. You got that card in reverse during my reading. That's interesting, Elisa. You have a beautiful day, Yaz. Listen, Wushu, with like this many planets in retrograde, yeah, there's going to be a lot happening under the surface right now. That's what retrogrades bring out. It'll just take me a sec. No problem. Take your time to put it on the disco, Alexandra. And if anybody else wants to get on the list right now, you'll be the second person read for. All right. And just a reminder. All right, just a moment. You're so welcome, Lala. You're so welcome, Erica. You have a wonderful day too. And my friends, we are already at 34.9K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. If you're joining us across the other apps and would like to get on the list today, you can also get on the list. Find my tree that has Binks in it in my bio. We are doing life path readings here, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. All right. Well, and that's why we're talking. That's why we're talking. Like, that's why I keep on telling you right now. Like, I don't want you. Like, now is not the time to like get upset about something or get energetically frustrated, particularly as it relates to circumstances or situations that you've been putting a lot of force of intention on. The problem with these retrograde cycles is we've got a lot of that intensity or feeling a lot of that energetic pressure. And a lot of it's requiring the space that we also feel like it's very internalized or very directed at the self. But when we're able to be productive through it, we're able to articulate upon it, we're able to find those spaces by which we feel energetically restored by it. And again, I wish I could say that it's going to ease up. This is our easement point prior to the fact that we're going to be going into that eclipse cycle. All right, we've got Alexandra's message here. Is this inside tea or outside tea, dear? All right, just let me know. And it looks like we're doing a dream interpretation inside. Okay, so my friends, please just bear with me a moment as I read over the dream, and then we'll move into interpretation. Okay. Ugh. No, you don't have to apologize for writing it in a rush, but we can definitely get clarification on that dream. Yeah, can I get 4, please? Yeah. Mm. Okay, so it's a guided message about the karmic relationship. It's a guided message about the karmic relationship, and um, I'm going to do my best to try to interpret the dream by giving some of the details and relationality to it. The symbology by which you articulated that you saw an individual that um, are you comfortable with me sharing details without going too far into details and relationality of the dream? I just want to confirm that first before I read into it, Alexandra. Okay, so we're going to break down the symbology of the dream because the guides are basically showing you the context by which what that person was offering you felt like it was so energetically impossible. The first aspect that you brought up is the fact that you articulated the fact that they were holding you in air, which says you were suspended. So it's immediately saying that there was a relationship that you felt like you were in suspense, or someone that was trying to create a space of perpetual suspense within you, right? The anticipation of something happening, but never the delivery of it. So we start there with the space of you articulating that. And then you said that they had you under an umbrella, which means, again, that's further articulation on the fact that they were saving you for a rainy day, right? It's the context by which another person keeps us in energetic suspense. And that immediately begs the question, why would one keep you in a state of suspense? Well, they have you under an umbrella, which means they were saving you for a rainy day, which is potentially the aspect or understanding that they don't have the same manifestation goal as you at this present moment, but they're anticipating the day where they don't feel like they have as many opportunities or possibilities around them. So they were trying to create a space by which they were keeping you in suspense to try to prolong moving towards you. But with the space of identifying that they weren't necessarily going to go, and this is probably indicating someone who's not going to go into partnership until they feel like all of their options are off the table. Like the energy that feels like the ability of going into partnership is is like a sad is a sad inevitability point instead of an energetic celebration. And that's in the space where you saw that they proceeded to apologize and offer you a ring. And that is the then with encouragement, this is almost the energy. I would not be surprised if you were building into a relationship with someone that said, I knew it was going to be you, right? Often you see this in those energies that have no desire to settle down, which is the space by which they make us feel that we have failed, because what they're trying to broadcast to us in some way, shape, form, or fashion is, while they might not necessarily be ready for partnership today or tomorrow or next week or next next year or in 5 years or in 15 years, rest assured when they finally decide to settle down, as it were, which they see not as a celebration, but as a concession, i.e., that rainy day that you saw in the space of the dream, you would be the person that they would come to have that with. But this would indicate the fact that they don't have that manifestation goal now. So that's why they were trying to keep you in air, because they're trying to effectively keep you on an energetic shelf, right? Trying to give you just enough that you don't move into partnership with another person who would be happy to fulfill that manifestation goal. But they're almost trying to put you, it's like the hold music that is the offer of the relationship that says, if you just stick around long enough, like if you just stick around long enough, rest assured this could be yours. But I can't tell you what day that's going to be. You just need to wait here until I am energetically ready. I feel like the dream space in relationality to, I think that you said you felt like, the space by which, and this is why the guides were effectively showing this to you in this capacity, because that is an impossibility point. It is unfair to energetically put people on hold as it relates to our manifestation goals. Because on the truth is, and the guides, like the thing that the guides are showing us is the space by which another person articulates their readiness, especially in the space by which you identified that they saw it as a rainstorm. So something that they are avoiding at all costs. It's the understanding that the point that that person decides that they are energetically ready, as in, again, things don't look good in terms of them being single, or them being like in a space where there's availability of opportunities around them, right? They look towards them being single as some kind of windfall. And they were trying to build a connection with you, and building into the context of keeping you connected to them with the understanding that when the day finally came that they decide to settle down, you would be the one, right? The one that they would offer that to, right? And almost like trying to broadcast that specialness to you. I wouldn't be surprised if they were sending quiet messages to you, but never saying your name out loud, or letting others know the type of relationship you had, because it's the energy that tries to create a special connection and being like, don't tell anyone, but you're the one beyond all of these people around me. It's really you. That energy is going to stay in separation for as long as they can, because they see being in separation as the rainstorm. They see that as the space by which they have a fear of missing out of opportunities, so they don't want to move into energetic union. And the thing that the reason that the guides are showing you the dream in that capacity is understanding the impossibility that someone puts us in when they put us in that type of situation, because it's the understanding of waiting for another person's readiness. That could be tomorrow, or that could be never. That could be in 5 minutes, or that could be in 50 years. That is not the space by which you can experience. You cannot live in a space where you're waiting for someone to desire to want to move towards a manifestation goal. And it's not fair to put someone in a situation that you say, you have to stay here, keep yourself free, because you never know. That day might come, might be next week. But rest assured, when it does, you're going to be the person I'm looking for. It's articulating how damaging that can be to be able to be in that space, because it's either tomorrow or it's absolutely never. Bottom of the deck on this reading. Yeah, the Ace of Swords in its reversal. I feel like the guides are showing it to you with those symbology to show you the impossibility of being able to accept a ring like that, because you articulated that there was a ring in the dream. It's the commitment of being in a relationship with someone like that is the ring, which is the ring that is not the ring. It is the promise of an energetic ring when the rain comes, which means when I'm finally tired of being energetically available to other energy. It's the energy that doesn't look towards manifest, towards partnership as something they're seeking, but something that they're energetically avoiding. And in the space by which they were having you under the umbrella, it's almost the space by which they were trying to keep you in reserve, right? Like keep you in reserve for the day that they finally decide to settle down. But they're not looking at it as a celebration. They're looking at it as an energetic concession. So the ability by which we move towards something is one that I keep on hearing. A healthy relationship is not one that you save for a rainy day. It's not the emergency. It's not the emergency cord you pull when you feel that there isn't any desire left in energy around you to be able to move towards something that creates a space of comfort to you. So I feel like even in the space by which I would not be surprised if an energy like this is perpetually checking to see if you're still in connection. I would also not be surprised if this is a type of energy that when they see you moving into connection, they immediately reach out to you at that moment to try to pull you back out of connection so that they can leave you energetically available, not because they want something from you, but but in case they finally decide that they want the same thing as you. So it's almost like saying to me the dream itself is a point of caution to show you the space by which one would have to inhabit to stay in that relationship, but also recognizing that this is a type of energy that may come towards you at the most inconvenient moment with full knowledge that they're doing so to try to create the space by which you stay in energetic separation, waiting for them. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Alexandra. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as I was reading. Bibi, thank you so much for getting on the list. You'll be the next person read for. So good to see you today, dear. I hope you're having a beautiful day. And just bear with me as I read over the comments. Also, friends, we're at 36.2K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. You're so welcome, Erica. It's our mini Kit Kat break. I can give more details if needed. No, I think that was enough. Were there sound effects? I didn't hear them, Fig. That's okay. Maria, hold on a moment. Your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Oh, thank you for the compliment, dear. Anything coming up for me? I'm afraid I don't do health readings here, dear. But if you'd like to have a reading, all you need to do is send the donation. I'll be happy to draw cards for you. It's 3 cards for a donation of 20, 3 cards for a donation of 29 for non-subscribers, and you'll be the second person read for. Oof, my ex used to do that, constantly trying to put a paper straw wrapper rings on my finger. Ugh. Yeah, it's like you mentioned, they want to sow their seeds first. And I keep on seeing, like, that's why I keep on hearing like somebody being like, I want to do this, but when I'm ready, it'll be you, being like, that's an impossible situation to put another person in. And Maria, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. Thank you as well, Ella. Such a roller coaster. It's not a fair position to put someone in. That's what the guides were trying to show you in that reading. You're so welcome, Wally. The collective needs to hear this reading and your analysis. Oh, that's really kind of you. I do the best I can, dear. And welcome, Coop. All right. Whoop, hold on a minute. Where to go? You were making them. I appreciate it. Hold on a moment. I appreciate it. I told them once I move forward, I don't go back. And that's what I keep. And that's what I meant. Like, I wouldn't be surprised with an energy like that tries to reach out when they see you trying to move forward with an energetic connection. Yep. No one's placeholder. And that's like everything about that dream was showing you the space by which someone was trying to. I feel like I keep on hearing you can't call dibs on someone, which is the space by which you're saying, like, I don't want what you want, but don't go anywhere. Like that's what we were seeing in a lot of that reading. Can I send my reading? Oh, you can absolutely. So BB, I can't read DMs while I'm here on the app, but if you can either send it to me in an email, or you should have access to our disco now that you're a subscriber. Thank you for that, by the way. So you can either send it to me in the disco as a PM, or you can send it to me in an email. If you want to email me, just email me. It's Strega at that mail that starts with a G, and I can read the message there. You're so welcome, Alexandra, and thank you for having that reading with me, dear. Exactly. Yep. You could almost tell what the dream was by the sound effects. I didn't hear this. Were there sound effects? What sound effects did you guys hear? I'm not even sure what you mean by this. Were the outside noises? I didn't even pick up on them while I was reading. I didn't hear them either. What did you hear? Wait, now we all want to know what the sound effects were. What did you hear? Tell us. I need to understand. Who was making them? Wait, who was making the sound effects? Me? Oh, I was gasping. Oh, I get. Okay, okay. Actually, okay, that makes sense. I was making the sound. That's fair. Okay, I understand that. Okay, that makes sense. But that's the thing. Like that's the thing about the dream. It's the impossibility of a situation like that where someone's saying like it was always like, and I feel like what's painful like that is you'll often, I would not be surprised if this type of energy comes towards you at some point and says, it was always supposed to be you. And I keep on getting a good manifestation isn't about supposing, it's about doing, right? It's not about the space by which we wait. We never wait in a healthy manifestation. We build, we grow together or we don't grow at all. It's painful to see. No, it's painful to see that emotionality and the reality. Like that's what's so painful about it. And I can imagine that that was a really difficult dream to experience, right? Because it's the understanding of that energetically coming to fruition. But I need to point out, even in the space of the dream, it's not coming into fruition because you mentioned the fact that you were suspended, you were in air, and you were under an umbrella, which means that again, that wasn't someone who was like announcing to others that something was happening. It was something personal happening between you and them, right? It's the secret of the umbrella that's avoiding all of the energy outside of the situation, right? It's a lot of that, like it's like it's giving me a lot of the energy of someone who is asking you to have like a secret relationship with them, if that makes sense. So I'm sending you so much support because I can even see that like that's a painful dream. Like that's a painful dream for the guides to deliver. But I feel like the guides were giving it to you to prepare you for the fact that I wouldn't be surprised with an energy like that if they try to come towards you just as they see you moving on. Like that type of energy, as soon as you try to step towards your manifestation goal, I would not be surprised if they try to say, wait. And I keep on hearing the same message. Someone coming towards you as you're building forth with someone else is not someone having a breakthrough. That is someone trying to stop you from becoming not available for that manifestation goal that they aspire to have with you someday. So just be conscientious. I keep on hearing from the guides, make sure that you count the days that you gave someone to heal something, because when someone else enters the picture, that is not, I keep on hearing, that is not someone having a coming to Jesus moment. That is someone that is recognizing and identifying that you're becoming inaccessible to them. No problem, Fig. All right, I'm just going to check the email right now to see if BB's messages came through. And just a reminder, if anybody wants to get on the list for today, you will be the next person. You'll be the second person read for. It's 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. BB, go ahead, take your time. I just need a moment and we'll continue. Okay. Hold on a minute. 1 second. Hold on a minute. Perfect. No problem, BB. Take your time. There we go. Oh, okay. You're gonna have a reading too, Bridget? And Genuine, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew, dear. All right. And just a reminder to anyone joining us today, we are doing here Life Path, highest priority messages from spirit, past life, angelic guidance, pet readings, animal spirit guide readings, mediumship readings, love readings, dream interpretations, and guided messages. All right. Oh, you sent me the baby dragon. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I did miss it, Bridget. I was responding to a message. Excellent. All right. Well, if we're still waiting for BB's message to come through, Bridget, would you like to be the, how about we do Bridget first? And then, oh, BB came through. Okay, 1 second. Please hold. Aspet. Let's see. And just for anybody who's joining us, if you'd like to get on the list today, you'll be the third person read for. It didn't come through yet. 1 second. Oh, there it is. I got you, dear. Is this okay, thank you for letting me know. Inside T or outside T? Okay. Okay, I've got you, dear. All right, sending you so much support. Can I please get 4 cards, please? Highest priority messages, please. And 2 more. Wow, it's a lot of energy here. You know, it's interesting because I'm seeing a circumstance or situation. Um, I keep on seeing like it feels to me like there's almost I feel like I see somebody who is reaching out to someone from a place of energetic relief, if that makes sense, which is the space by which they were recognizing or identifying that the space by which they're able to identify the position that you hold in their own life is one that predicates or articulates. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you, Adam. That predicates or articulates um, how like un like how there's nothing else energetically there, if you will. And what's interesting about it is I almost see somebody who prior to this point avoided reaching out to someone specifically and particularly because they were potentially worried that they would have the wrong idea, is what I keep on seeing. Like I see somebody that was almost in a space of separation that worked very fastidiously not to build into an energetic connection with, like not to build into having a connection or communicating with someone for the fact of being able to be very articulate and clear upon the fact that there was nothing that energetically exists between them beyond the obligation of what you're articulating. And I almost see the space, like I almost see somebody who made the energetic choice to reach out to someone, feeling the sense of, I keep on hearing, and I need to point this out. There's something really significant that we can identify and recognize that allows us to be in the context of understanding. I keep on hearing the relationship as shield is what I keep on hearing in this reading. And what do we mean by relationship as shield? Which is the space I keep on seeing, like when we're building into a context with someone that we have a concern that they may build into the space of getting the wrong idea as it relates to what it is that we're trying to do and communicating with them. I almost see someone that potentially tried to predicate like almost like made sure to like bring up in conversation the fact that this was the case. Like it's giving me a little bit of this energy of someone being like, what are you up to? And them immediately being like, oh, I've got some very good news to share, right? The space by which another person felt a security or a stability to finally be able to check on something that they've been worried about for some time, but almost looking towards the relationship as shield, which is the space by which they were being able to facilitate a communication with someone, resting in the certainty that the circumstance that they find themselves in would not create the premise of them getting the wrong idea. Now I do see like I see the anxiety point in relationality to how you're potentially experiencing this. I'm also feeling like I keep on sensing that there's something energetically triggering to this as it relates to somebody that you are in the relationship in the past that used to take some kind of recursive action when you are in separation with them, is what I keep on seeing. I see a situation from the past where whenever there was some kind of energetic conflict between you and another person, they would immediately, like I keep on hearing, they would kind of reach out, they would like throw themselves in the arms of a past connection, almost articulating upon how difficult or how mean or something you were being. Like it's giving me, I feel like I see the trigger that's happening because I feel like you're healing from some kind of energetic help me energy, right? Like someone who I could keep on hearing, like sometime, like every time something was going wrong, instead of working the problem out through you, they would throw themselves on someone else to say, oh, I met with this person, I told them what you did, and blah blah, like, you know what I mean, like that context by which I see somebody who had this tendency, like it's giving me a lot of this, if that makes sense. Like someone who just like as soon as there was a problem, they would run off and throw themselves into the arms of someone else and then say, like, look what you made me do. I'm not seeing this here at all. I literally see someone navigating, like walking into a situation, I'm getting the vision of like Captain America, if that makes sense. You know, Captain America, you know how Captain America, like when you see them, they like lead with their shield, which is the space by which they say, like, it's okay to go. It's like, it's not going like this, they're going like this, which means it's finally safe to go in here, is what I keep on hearing. It's finally safe to go in here because I am energetically prepared to help rebuff. I keep wondering, I'm energetically prepared to rebuff someone by saying, stand back, you can't come any further. Like I'm not, I feel like it's having to do with the space of being able to articulate upon something and feeling the security and the stability of where they are, that allows them to energetically check on something that they've been worried about. But I can see even now how a situation could be triggering, especially if these were experiences, like I said, like it's giving me a lot of this, like damsel energy from the past, which is someone being like, you've hurt me, I can do anything. I threw myself into someone's arms. This is literally, I keep on hearing, this isn't someone that's saying, I've been hurt. This is somebody saying, I can finally check on something, is what I keep on seeing. I want to give you some bottom of the deck information, just something to keep in mind going forward. I keep on like, I keep on seeing, like, it's interesting too, because I almost see a situation where you are the topic of conversation. But I almost feel like, I keep on seeing someone that's like, you are the top of a conversation in the best way possible, which is like, I keep on seeing I keep on hearing the difference between, it's interesting too, because I see situations, remember we were talking, we've been working through a lot of this work that's happening right now in the retrograde. I've been talking a lot about this with my clients, working through chirality and triggers, which is something that looks very similar to something that we've experienced in the past, but having an entirely different context by which it is being navigated. So I keep on seeing the difference between another person that goes through, I keep on hearing the difference between someone going through some kind of fight with you for a certain extent, right? The difference between someone going to the space where they were feeling energetically hurt and then running to tell someone about it, right? The space of being like, it's like almost like I see someone like running with like and being like, look what they did. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, look what I told someone, they like, it's the space by which someone was building a connection by talking about how energetically unhappy they were in relationship with you, is what I see. Like, that's what I mean in relationality to healing from something that was really non-healthy, because it's giving me a lot of this, like, look what you made me do kind of energy. I'm seeing the difference between someone that goes to other people to speak poorly about you versus someone who, as soon as they meet someone, they can't wait to tell them about you, is what I see. Like, I almost see like this exuberance, because it's like the bubbliness of being able to articulate, like, I see your name on their lips, which is the difference between someone like, I keep on seeing like someone feeling the security of being able to move with confidence into a situation because of the energetic bliss that they feel, rather than trying to cause some kind of wound by allowing some kind of pain to help them rebuild an energetic connection with someone in the past. So I feel like, I feel like, especially, I think one of the things that I would make sure that you're doing in terms of trying to help another, like, help through this circumstance or situation, is helping to share to someone what it is that you experienced in the past, why something about that is so triggering. Because I keep on hearing somebody trying to articulate and understand and saying, this is not that, which is the space by which another person wasn't, like, I don't see any vibration here where another person is trying to rebuild a connection with someone. Like, I see something here, I literally see somebody with binoculars, which is the space by which someone is, like, checking upon something energetically that they care about, and finally feeling the ability of doing so with, I keep on hearing, without creating any kind of confusing feelings. So I would say make sure that you're articulating to someone both, what the in like what about it, they could have. I keep on hearing, making sure you're articulating to another person if there's something that they did, or somehow, or some way that they presented it to you that made it feel like it was more of a shock to your system, that can allow, like, I keep on hearing, that could allow and understand what they were trying to do in a way that helps you feel energetically supported throughout it, is what I keep on seeing. Like, something like being able to have the productive conversation in relationality to how they could effectively accomplish what they were trying to accomplish, but in a way that feels like it would have been more energetically stabilizing and supportive to your own energetic person. Thank you so much, BB, for having that reading with me. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. It is 3 cards for a donation of 29 or more. 4 cards for a donation of 23 or more for my subscribers. Links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I don't read for across these apps: pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. I'm also going to pin up BB here. Guys, make sure to give BB some love. Wonderful reader as well. Good to see you as always, dear, and thank you. And just give me a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. It's painful to see the emotionality and see that reality. No, I understand, Alexandra. And that's why, I got to point out with that dream, that's why I feel like the guys were showing it to you, because I feel like that's the type of dream that they're showing you something to prepare you for something, is what I keep on seeing. That's a preparation dream. And you're so welcome, Alexandra. Absolutely. And Genuine, your subscription's ending soon if you'd like to renew. And thank you for sending the baby dragon, even if I missed it, Bridget. How are you doing there, D7? I got you. I can see why it's triggering, because I can see the past connection, and I can see completely what the past connection was doing, and it was awful, is what I keep on seeing. Very, very true. Yes. Sending you so much support. Nobody deserves that. No, it was all of this I was reading for, like, someone, like, every time, like, the smallest thing, the smallest thing that would give someone a reason. That's good to know. I've been worried. You had the sun at the bottom of the deck in yesterday's reading. And the thing we have to worry about right now, BB, I'm seeing this a lot in my readings, working through, like, chirality, which is something that feels very similar to something that we experienced in the past, but is completely different based on the context. This has been coming up like wild with my readings right now. So just even as we go through this like retro, like the eclipse coming up, just be ready for a lot of those potentially triggering situations to come up, but helping to identify the difference between something that feels like it's supportive versus something that feels like it's energetically damaging. Absolutely. No, I know, dear. I don't get it. Yep, absolutely. You're so welcome, BB, and sending you so much support on that journey. And thank you for trusting that reading with me. All right, the next person. I know. I mean, listen, this is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean right now with this type. Like, this is why this energy, it's like less, it's very, it brings up a lot. It's like we've got all these planets in retrograde. It brings up a lot of things from the past. We've been talking about it. Others not recognizing that they're stumbling upon old triggers. Like, this is the type of work that we can expect that's happening right now. And I wish I could say that it's going to go away, but and it is. But first, we have to get through the eclipse, which is going to probably potentially amplify it. I know it is, but listen, I want to like listen, BB, better out than in, right? And I want to say like the same thing I always say during retrogrades, articulate through it, don't react to it. Articulate through it, communicate, communicate, communicate. Don't be reactive. Don't react as if it's the past reoccurring, you know? And we'll get through it. And you got this. It's like Shawshank. All right, friends, the next person we're reading for today is Bridget. Bridget, if you're here, can you let me know if we're doing a general or if you have a specific question? And in the meantime, while we wait for Bridget's question, let's do another intuition check. I've got our animal spirit guide card here. We're going to count back from 10. And when we get to 1, I'll reveal the card. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fox. Thank you guys for participating. We'll do that after the next reading. Also, if anyone wants to get on the list right now, it's a beautiful time to get on the list. You'll be the second person read for. We're also at 38.5K likes. When we get to 50K, I will be gifting a reading back to the collective. So make sure you're tapping that screen. We'll get to 50K in no time. And I am going to pin up Bridget's question here. Make sure to give Bridget some love. What spiritual gifts will awaken when I come into divine union? What a great question. What a great question. 4 cards, please. Full clarity on karmic situations. Is what I'm seeing. I feel like you've already got some inclination on them, and I need to stress this. Like I need to stress this. You're already. I need to point this out. You're already moving into divine union because the way you ask that question is very energetically telling. You didn't say to me would. You didn't say to me will. You said what? You said what? You said what, which is a space by which you're already coming into the understanding and the acknowledgement point in relationality to identifying and recognizing that you feel some kind of change that is going to come through to you, is what I keep on seeing. I feel like you're already getting a little bit of that. You're getting a little bit of that. What's the best way to describe it? You're getting a little bit of that energetic foresight, if you will. You know, like you've got that, like I feel like you've got a little bit of that like deep understanding. The fact is that once you come into union, something is going to change in an energetically profound way. And I feel like a lot of it, like the thing I keep on seeing is it's going to fill in all the gaps. It's going to fill in the gaps in relationality to what you are identifying was energetically missing in all of those circumstances or situations that you were trying to figure out what on earth was happening, is what I keep on seeing. You know, I gotta tell you, I see here, you have been a profound force of energetic positive change in a lot of the energy that's come into contact with you. And I gotta say, The difference between someone that cares about you and someone who energetically takes advantage of you is the difference between someone who recognizes that you've enriched their life. And then once they're feeling like, I almost feel like I see some kind of situations with energy where you found them at their lowest moment. You found them at a moment that they needed energetic help, and I see that you were that supportive force. Like you're the type of relationship, someone enters into relationship with you, and they blossom, they thrive. And there's nothing more karmically painful than someone who articulates that they were energetically in the lowest place of their lives when they found you, and then you give yourself fundamentally to them until they're restored, and then they say at the end of it, thank you, I don't need you anymore, and they go on their merry way. That is the sound of energy that was, and I feel like a lot of them were trying to articulate to you in the process that, and I like to point this out, like and especially if these were situations that you started to fall apart in the process of trying to help them, right? Like a lot of, I feel like it's giving me a lot of that space of like, it's giving me like the draining energy, like someone that was just continually taking more and more from you, and then articulating that you were getting worse and worse as they were getting better and better. Like that is literally the space by which another person was taking advantage of you. And then again, I keep on seeing effectively finding you, like leaving you at your lowest moment and being like, now I have to go. I feel like the space by which you're going to be able to find this partner, they're not going to need anything from you. I'm going to hear this is, I keep on saying that this is not going to be a relationship built or based upon desperation. This is not going to be a situation of someone coming towards you and saying, help me. I feel like I keep on seeing that this divine counterpart is someone that says, I come towards you not out of a space of need, but out of a space of genuine desire. And I feel like the gift that's going to happen there is I keep on hearing a good counterpart is not one that is built upon desperation. It's built off complementary energy. So I almost see a situation where you're going to be able to build with someone who completes you. And you're also like, I feel like I'm going to say it's going to feel kind of energetically devastating, because I just keep on seeing some situations or circumstances where like someone tried to move away from you, and you articulating a very like a very like trying to say to you that it's needy to have a need is the type of stuff I'm seeing here. And I keep on seeing that somebody helping you understand how easy it can be to meet each other's needs when we genuinely want to. I actually feel like it's going to bring a little bit of volatility to some of the past experiences that you felt like you healed from, because I almost see like the context by which you finally receive something in proportion to what you give back. I want you to understand, like I've got some kind of like, I've got some heavy energy. You know what I mean? Like I got some heavy energy coming up from that. Like I almost feel like some stuff that you felt that you had come to terms with. There's something about your perception changing. Um, that I feel like it's going to, I feel like it's going to inflame you, but they're saying to me it's going to inflame you in the best ways possible, which is saying to me it's going to be something that makes you feel like you're working through a lot of frustration, but you're going to identify how sacred that energetic frustration is, because it's going to be the frustration that feels like it's fortified with energetic clarity. I do want to give you some bottom of the deck energy. Yeah, I keep on seeing, I feel like I keep on, I feel like there's been some energy that you've had to heal from, where someone was trying to articulate to you how difficult you were, is what I keep on seeing. Some kind of energy that was trying to articulate that something that you are asking from them felt like it was so energetically impossible, or being in some kind of space. And I keep on getting, remember, the song you will hear with negligent energy is, why are you so angry all the time? right? The space by which someone was continuing to give you less and less that would make you even more upset, that then they would then articulate that that anger was the reason that they weren't able to facilitate a healthy connection with you. I keep on seeing that somebody who comes to the relationship with the sacred breath of partnership, which is the frustration that's met with progress, right? The respiration breath of experiencing something that frustrates, and then immediately someone delivering upon that with the easement. It's like seeing, I keep on hearing it's going to be like you're going to be suffering from the feeling of seeing how easy it can be. And I feel like it's the understand, and I feel like there's something about that. I keep on hearing it's not so much going to feel like a change so much as it's going to feel like a recalibration, is what I keep on getting. It's a lot of the, I feel like it's a lot of that space that's going to help recalibrate your own perception on yourself, while also helping you heal from some karmic connections where you may have taken on too much of the burden of responsibility as it relates to something that was not working. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, Bridget. And if this message connected to you as well, it's very common for those who need these messages to be here to experience them. We are doing personal readings right now. If you would like to get on the list is open. You'll be the next person read for. It is 3 cards for a donation of $29 or more, 4 cards for a donation of $23 or more for my subscribers, links in my bio. Please keep in mind there are 2 things I do not read for across these apps, pregnancy and medical. Happy to give insight on anything in private readings, and you can book private readings on my site. Next person, the list is now open. If anybody else would like to get on the list, you'll be the next person read for. We do here. I'm going to take a moment to read over some of the comments that came through as it was reading. And let me just pin the options here. Thank you. Okay. You were close, Phoebe. We're going to run through a landmark. If any go off, don't react. We're fine. We're all fine. That's kind of like the eclipse season we got going through. You were close, Phoebe. Yeah, a matter of when. Euphoria. Just don't. Almost. It's feeling like sunshine. Yes, absolutely. This just happened in our family, and it has been, hold on a minute. Where'd it go? This has just happened in our family and has been devastating. Sending you so much support, Ella. You're not a light for someone else to drain. Sending you support, Alexandra. Totally not okay. That took a while to heal, but I absolutely have now. Yeah, I can see that happening. I try to move forward and see things on the best side I can. Being in that past energy won't help me right now. I know. The funny thing is I never showed my anger towards anyone, but maybe I should have. It just felt like it was unproductive. You're so welcome, dear. But and I keep on seeing this. Like I want to say, like I wouldn't be surprised is when you come into partnership, there may be a lot of new like frustration that rises up, because I keep on hearing it's going to be a recalibration. You're going to see things completely differently. All right, friends. Final call for any of my subscribers who would like a 1-card reading, who have not had one today, or if you'd like to become a subscriber, you can hit that subscribe button, and you will also be able to you'll be able to get a 1-card reading. For anyone who would like a full reading, final call for anyone who would like a full reading. Just a reminder, I will be back on tomorrow at, oh, absolutely, BB. Are we just doing a general, or do you have a specific question? And just a reminder, we are also going to be back on tomorrow at 8 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to be notified. If you would like to be notified as to when I've gone live, you can go ahead and, we got that here. Thank you. Okay, general. The message I keep on seeing right now has to do with past relationship. I keep on like this is a lot of the work that we have to do right now during this retrograde. The difficulty with past relationship is that the biggest, I keep on, this is the same, like when we have our trust damaged by past relationship, they cut us once in the modality by which they hurt us, and then they cut us every single time. We can't trust energy that's around us based upon those past experiences. So I feel like a lot of the work that I think that needs to be done during this period is not letting the shape of the past inform the present. which doesn't mean, right? Doesn't mean that you can't take the observations of the past into the concept of the present. But I keep on hearing lessons, not weapons, which is the space by which we allow the past to inform us in relationality to what we're healing from. We don't assume that the past is repeating itself in the space by which we're meeting our newer, like we're meeting the energetic counterparts of the present. Bottom of the deck. It feels really hard when we're healing wounds of trust because it literally feel like, speaking of the way that Wushu described it, it literally feels like we're moving off the side of a cliff. It feels like we're literally walking ourselves right in the direction by which we got ourselves hurt in the first place. That's what's going to feel to heal. Like, that's what it's going to feel to heal a trust wound. It's going to feel like you're making the worst mistake in every step that you take towards it. And every time someone does not let you down, every time someone lets you understand that that vulnerability is a gift that they're working to protect, not something that they're going to take advantage of, that is how it's going to heal. So you can be, and I feel like you can articulate to another the sensitivity that you're experiencing as you do that. You can explain the sensitivity of past experiences, but don't assume the past is happening. Don't be reactive in terms of how you would have reacted to it. Articulate through it to allow another person to help you see what feels like it's energetically supportive so that you can heal together. Bottom of the animal spirit guide card. Ooh, again, yes, manifestation goal, the blank manifestation, which is not allowing the context of the past to shape the present experience, giving someone the benefit of the doubt until there is no doubt. The space by which we understand that if someone has not given us a reason to doubt, if we feel doubt, that's usually the past that is coming in to interfere with the energetic connection of the present. So make sure that you're working on that within the self. And that, I keep on hearing, that doesn't mean that you have to have blind faith in things, but it is the faith that is fortified by another person's ability to prove to you that they hold that trust as a gift, not as a tool. Thank you so much for having that reading with me, BB. And if this message connected to you as well, thank you for also receiving it. My friends, we've reached the conclusion of our readings today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and receiving them. We will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to be notified on when I've gone live again, you can head over to my profile. There's a bell there. Activating the bell will turn on notifications. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Nikki. Welcome. Absolutely. Can I just get one card, please? Do you know? I'm sorry. Do you know what kind of? Do you want a general, or do you have a specific question, dear? I came. No problem. Right in the nick of time. Can you let me know if you'd like a general, or if you have a specific question? General. I got you, dear. One card, please. I feel like this is. It's interesting too because we got the Empress card in its reversal in our reading today. I feel like there's something really important that I see. Like, I feel like one of the things we're seeing right now in relationality to the next couple of days is like working through a little bit of context of easement, being able to kind of articulate and move things through more effectively than we've been able to over the last few days. So if there's something that you've been trying to do or something that you've been trying to communicate, now might be a good time to be able to do so, because I keep on seeing that we've got this, like, we've got the fact that Saturn has moved into Pisces. It's allowing us to be able to communicate our feelings with like more clarity, especially with the King of Wands and its reversal. I keep on seeing like building into, I keep on hearing like allowing hurdles. I keep on hearing energetic hurt, like working through the space by which we honor each other's standards is the space by which we feel like we're doing things together. So making sure that you're working with energetic counterpart in terms of identifying and articulating what you're doing, so that I keep on hearing like bringing the we to a relationship, or allowing the space by which you're making determinations together that allows the concept of being able to heal things in an effective way that builds upon mutual agreement. Bottom animal spirit guide, please, for Nikki. Yeah, especially with the salmon card. A lot of the work, like this card's been coming up a lot right now with this retrograde, right? I keep on hearing, allowing the present to build in the new energetic, like the new rule or the new standard that one is able to maintain going forward, that creates more sure footing, right? So it's not easy, but being able to identify and articulate that, coming into the space of practicality and allowing that practicality to fortify direction in terms of how to do something in a better fashion. Thank you so much, dear, for having that reading with me, and thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you to all of my subscribers. And it's interesting too, because it's like it's a validation too, because that's often the work that we see with Pisces. So it's funny that I was talking about the Pisces. The Pisces energy often wants to go with the flow, but the culmination of a lot of the Pisces energy is learning, is like being able to put their force of intention towards energetic direction by making sure that others understand why they're doing something the way that they're doing, right? It's the ability to communicate upon the energetic like desire, or how we're trying to do something more effectively. I know. Listen, this retrograde's got us all feeling a little weary, okay? But that is also how we build patience. And I want you to make sure we keep on holding on to the lessons that we worked through when Mercury was also in retrograde during the season, leading with compassion, which is the passion that we can communicate upon. My friends, I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. As I mentioned, I will be back on tomorrow. Send one of those my way, Bridget. I'll be back on tomorrow at 8 a.m. PST, 11 a.m. Eastern. If you would like to be notified when I've gone live, you can head over to my profile. There's a little bell there. Activating the bell will turn on notifications. You can also register directly for the event tomorrow, because sometimes this app doesn't put out notifications. Does it help to be a Pisces in the Pisces moon? I'm actually going to say, Wushu, it's sometimes harder. I gotta say, sometimes I gotta tell you, just my experience working with clients, some signs, when it's your sign's moon, it can be more difficult, because you have to understand that for those with Pisces placements, with a Pisces moon, I also see this with Aquarian energy, the inclination to move into the embodiment of your sign even more can sometimes feel energetically overwhelming. And so for those with like Pisces placements, a Pisces moon can sometimes create an uptick in emotionality. Like a lot of that emotion, like the feeling of the feels for Pisces placements, you can become extremely sensitive, right? And simultaneously for like Aquarian moons, the desire to disassociate can become very strong for those with Aquarian placements. So just that's why I keep on saying, especially for those with those placements, making sure that you're finding ways to healthy ground through emotionality right now is going to be healthy and supportive in that space. We're going to get through this. Okay? It's going to be fine. But that's why I keep on saying, making sure that you're grounding, no harboring things, no holding something in. Because I'll tell you right now, if you're holding something back upon something, especially in partnership, like, that Pisces moon in the Pisces moon in like during the eclipse, it's like I like to describe it as like the molehill that becomes a mountain, like something small that feels like it's energetically overwhelming. Okay, so make sure that you're processing. Okay. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing. I'll be standing outside in the grass with my ice cream. I like that. We should all do that. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my followers, old and new. Thank you for being here today and sharing in these messages. Huge thank you to my subscribers. Your ongoing support means the world to me. If you became a subscriber today, welcome. I would encourage you to head over to our subscriber only Discord channel, introduce yourself to the collective. You'll also find in the perk section a special coupon code to our tarot class subscription program. Our next class is going to be held on Wednesday, September 17th. We'll be studying the star card. And thank you so much. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today and sharing in these messages. Hope you guys have an absolutely beautiful day. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of one another. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.